you're new to my channel, this is where MAGA comes to talk. And we'll be live in just a few minutes, just a short amount of time. And I'm going to make, since today is kind of like Friday, we'll make this open phones today on the show. Northern Ireland, welcome. Okay. Connecticut, welcome.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. Have to remind you, don't you ever have to
Welcome, everyone. Good morning. This is my microphone for the other stream I'm setting up. Test 1, 2. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. How's it going?
Today.
Oh, Joe's coming in today?
Yeah.
At what time?
I think it's the 8:30 again.
Okay. All right.
All set up and good.
There we go. Someone wrote, I'm the pretty face and the Giants fan does all the work. Well, he does, yeah, we do different jobs. Yes. He does all the technical stuff. Yes. All right, here we go. 3 minutes till showtime. Test 1, 2. All right. Tacoma, welcome. Russian money? No, I do not take Russian money. Not that Russia's offered me any money, but no. I know Zelensky takes my money and any other American who pays taxes money. That's for sure. Which is not a good thing. But that's going to end soon because Trump's back, baby. No, we're going to be live in about a minute and a half. The show starts. I'm in the radio studio. I'm not going to be on the radio tomorrow, but I will live stream on YouTube tomorrow, even though I'm not going to be on the radio. Cleveland, welcome. Man, oh man. That's our traffic at the top of the hour. Welcome to the stream, everyone. If you're new to my channel, this is where MAGA comes to talk. I'm Brian. We are going to be live on the air in just a couple of minutes. And what I'm going to start with today is this drunken video that they released of Kamala Harris, where she's totally tanked. And I got a lot of things about Kamala Harris, but today is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which is one of the biggest holidays of the year in the United States. So Friday, which is normally open phones, most people in America are going to be off on Friday. So I'm going to make today open phones, because it's kind of like Friday for most everybody. Oh yeah, drunk as a skunk. I mean, there's just no getting around it. I mean, just completely hammered. And she's in big trouble. I mean, this is her future life is this. This is her normal state, probably. We'll be live on the radio in exactly 2 minutes. Welcome, everyone. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subbed, please like the video. One more commercial. This video of Kamala, though, just shows us what Trump has spared us, huh? If you're on hold, hang in there. One more commercial, and then we'll be live on the radio, guys. Welcome. This is it. All righty, it is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We are here live. I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 47 years on the radio this year, soon to be 48 in just about a month. Oh my goodness. We've got a lot to cover. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to start and lead with this video of Kamala drunk out of her mind in this video that was released, and it's completely insane. And I also want to say, since it's Wednesday, most everyone in America is going to be off work on Friday, so I'm going to make today open phones. This will be Open MAGA Mike Wednesday today, just simply because I'm reluctant to do that, because if I move the open phone, this is the biggest holiday weekend of the year in the United States, right? Everybody's pretty much off Thursday and Friday, except Mike. There's no holidays in radio, but when I don't like to move the open phone day because people think, oh, he didn't prepare anything. No, I believe me, I've got more show prep than the next 3 hours will allow me time for. But since Friday is a day when most people are going to be off work, we're going to move open phones to today. So it'll be Open MAGA Mike Wednesday. Anything and everything on your mind is fair game. However, let me play a clip first, though. And if you're on hold, hang in there. This is this bizarre video, drunken video of Kamala Harris that the Democrats released yesterday. This is just a clip. It's about 10 minutes long. I'm just going to play a clip here.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Okay, well, just bizarreness. And when you see the video, she's completely hammered. And there's a lot of things that are going on here with Kamala, which we're going to cover. But this drunken video shows just how thankful we should all be this Thanksgiving weekend for the greatest president ever, Donald Trump, beating this drunk, this wino, Kamala Harris. This video, it's being memed like I've never seen. And you can see that she's on a bender is what she's on. She's on a bender. She's been on a bender since election night. She's probably been on a bender for the last 20 years, but she's really been on a bender. She looks like hell. She's completely drunk. She's hungover and drunk. She's a wino. And there's a lot to be said about Kamala with this. One, it shows that she cracked under the pressure of the defeat. And we've had two women run for president and have the nomination, Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. Both of them on election night cracked and could not come out and concede. And in Kamala's circle, they were telling her, you got to go out. You don't want to do like Hillary. And they couldn't get her out there to do it. They sent a man out I'd never heard of before, who I wonder, is that her lover? I don't know who that guy was, who came out and did it for her, just like with Hillary. And I said this then, I'm going to say it now. With rare exceptions, there's exceptions to any rule, but in general, I don't think women are up to being president of the United States. I think women are too emotional. At least the ones that are running for president, they're too emotional. And Kamala Harris not only cracked on election night when she lost, she's obviously been drinking heavily since then. If you can't handle the stress of losing, how are you going to handle the stress of international conflicts and the weight of the country on your back, right? But here's the other thing about this video. How many people saw that video before it was released? I would say no fewer than 50 people. But quite possibly as many as 200. A minimum of 50 and as many as 200 saw that video before it was released. The people that filmed it, the people that edited it, it was uploaded. Maybe they showed it to others for approval, and they still put it out. So why did a video where she looks so bad? When you're doing things that are recorded, that aren't live and all this stuff, even if you're doing something live, you can not do it or redo it. Right? So what's going on here? And I would say it's a couple of things, which are basically the same thing. The people that work at the Democrat Party are ticked off at her because of all these layoffs and people not getting paid. Al Sharpton got paid. Beyonce got paid. I bet you Bruce Springsteen and Harrison Ford got paid. Oprah got paid, even though she denies it. All the rich celebrities got paid, but the poor staffers didn't. So they're ticked off about that. And I think they released this video of her looking haggard, drunk, hungover, maybe high, some are saying, I don't know. Not just to embarrass her, but to stop her from having a political future running for governor of California. And you look at what's going on now with Kamala Harris. The money that they spent in this very short campaign, $1 billion, a lot of the Democrats are pretty upset about this. We've had 2 mega donors come out and talk about this. Let me see if I'll, well, maybe I'll play the audio of the mega donors coming up. I don't have time to do it now. But there have been 2 big mega donors. One's a big Florida guy of Kamala Harris and the Democrats who have come out incredibly critical of her because of them blowing this $1 billion. And I'll tell you, I made that during the campaign before the election. I was talking about this on my podcast, that it came out that they paid Beyonce a few $1 million for this 2.5-minute thing. I think I read $10 million for that event in Texas. And it came out about some other things they were spending money on. And I was talking on my podcast with my wife about this. I said, you know, they've got this money. Usually what happens, somebody runs for office, they lose, they still have the campaign cash. Like DeSantis in his presidential run was using money he had left over from his gubernatorial campaign. With Kamala, there's no future campaigns. It's over. Once you lose the presidency, you're pretty much done. So they're going through the money. And they burn through the money for a number of reasons. There are people that get commissions that work for the campaigns on every dollar they spend, but they also want to spend money on their friends like Al Sharpton and all those celebrities, friends that bring the chairs to the arenas, stuff like that. And they were on a spending spree because they didn't want to have any money left over. Basically, Kamala, it was like, what I compared it to was Brewster's Millions. Remember Brewster's Millions? He had to spend $30 million in a month, but not own anything at the end. It was very difficult. Richard Pryor, very good movie. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. And you look at the financial corruption of this $1 billion campaign. That's what would have been running this economy during a time of massive inflation. This type of corruption. These corrupt people that were running her campaign would have been running the economy of the United States. Could you imagine? We would have been in a Great Depression with these crooks running it. That's why they're so panicked about Elon Musk and the Doge looking into the government spending. I imagine that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are running the United States government right now like her campaign was being run financially. If you're on hold, hang in there. We're going to take our first break of this Wednesday. My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Shannon on the radio with a quick reminder that if you like music by the Stones, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, the Four Seasons, and all those big hits of Motown this morning, right after 10 a.m.
If you're on hold, hang in there.
Say.
Right here on South Florida's True Oldies Channel.
Hey, my True Oldies listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor, you know trust and experience are two big qualities to look for. And as it turns out, my friend Jupiter Joe Thomas possesses both of these. Whether you're in retirement or looking to retire,
There you
you
go.
give local expert Joe Thomas a call. Here's the number, 561-743-0989. Or, even simpler, you can go to jupiterjoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All. Great book. Call 561-743-0999.
Welcome, everyone. Make sure you subscribe if you're new.
That's JupiterJoe.com.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Hi, it's Katie from Will For You. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Vortec flooring. If you are looking to freshen up your home, Vortec offers the freshest and most realistic looks of hardwood and stone. That's 100% waterproof, stick-proof, and pet-proof. The perfect balance of style, softness, and simplicity. The holidays are coming, so come on down and take some samples of all the new floors from Vortec. Whether it's just one room or the entire house, Will For You is here to make the process smooth as possible. So how do we do it? We buy in bulk so we can pass on all the discounts to you. So come visit us at one of our locations and have our knowledgeable staff.
I'll go to the phones when we get back.
New floors in no time at all. Top that off with our experienced installation team for the perfect touch. From one neighbor to another, Will For You and Vortec are the perfect combination for your next home project. Visit us in Stewart, just south of Walmart on US 1 and Jupiter on alternate A18 Indiantown Road, and Will For the letter U, FLA.com. Will For You is family owned and operated for over 40 years.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. With a AAA credit rating and bonded up to $10 million, Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors do.
How many colors of MAGA hats do I own?
Are one-third of the
I've got,
contract.
most of them all are red.
$1,000, that's a
But I've got, well, this gold one,
$300,000, that's $100,000.
the white one I wore yesterday, the one I have autographed by Trump is white. I've got an orange one. I've got a black MAGA hat that says Make America Great Again in white. I've got another one that's black, that's dark MAGA with the black writing. So I guess black, white, red, orange, and gold. But I do have some other Trump hats that say other things other than Make America Great Again that are different colors.
Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954
Right, coming back after this.
4602. And online, Laporta Contracting.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
Alrighty, we're back 18 minutes after the hour. It is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I have moved open phone until today. So today is Open MAGA Mike Wednesday. Since most of you will probably be off on Friday, today is Open MAGA Mike Friday. See, that's a habit. Open MAGA Mike Wednesday. Anything and everything on your mind is fair game when we have open phones, although I've got a lot to bring up, and hopefully you'll think what I'm bringing up is interesting enough to comment on, but our number's toll free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, thank you. Same to you.
So I just wanted to give a quick 20-second thing here. So 4 years ago, we had stuffing,
Yeah.
pumpkin pie, all the pie, every single pie. This year I'm eating ramen noodles. So
Oh, man.
the
Why is that? What's happened? Are you serious? You're eating ramen noodles is what you're having for Thanksgiving? Why is that? Are you serious?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, my paycheck has increased a tiny bit, but yeah, I go to the store. I try to, I used to have a big cart. Now the cart is.
Are you literally going to be eating by the way, I love ramen noodles. I eat them as often as I can. But are you married with kids? you're going to be with tomorrow. So you and your family are sitting down tomorrow on Thanksgiving and eating ramen noodles? Literally?
I'm still gonna go out. I'm gonna go out and get the ham.
Okay, see, there you go. So don't lie. Wait, yeah.
I can't get all the fixings. I can't get, I got to cut out, all of I do a turkey chili.
Well, no, you've changed things. You were just a moment ago you were telling me that you and your family were eating ramen noodles. Now you're getting a ham. So what are you going to have with the ham?
So I used to do the cloves with the pineapple.
Not what I don't ask what you're going to do. What are you going to have? You're going to have ham. So what else are you having? You're not going to have just ham.
We're pretty much going to, there's the Rural Farms, the gas station with the Rural Farms with the chicken. That's going to be probably our Thanksgiving meal.
You're only going to have chicken and ham. You're not going to have like mashed potatoes or corn or anything. Just going to eat meat. Just going to eat meat.
Yeah, they did discount the corn.
Okay, so what I'm telling you is don't be like a Democrat and lie or exaggerate. No, it is an exaggeration because you told me you were eating ramen noodles tomorrow. Now you're having ham, you're having chicken. Sounds pretty good to me. I prefer ham over turkey. You've got corn, which I love. So you're...
My hope is that with this happy Thanksgiving coming up and everything that's happened, our gas prices started to come down.
Mm-hmm.
It was $3.79 for forever, and now it's like $2.99. It's like, oh yeah,
$2.99. I don't know where you're getting gas for $2.99, but I'll tell you this. Okay, everybody knows prices are high. Things will come down with Trump. My wife and I, we're going out to eat for Thanksgiving. My daughter's grown. She's not coming home for Thanksgiving. She's coming home for Christmas. So we're going out to eat somewhere, and it'll be cheap. It won't be much, Maybe people, it's what it is. But don't be like a Democrat and lie. Tell the truth. You're having a pretty good Thanksgiving dinner. It's just expensive and not as affordable.
Right. Okay. So yes, you were correct.
Okay. So why'd you lie and say you were having ramen noodles with your family?
Yeah, that's in between. Normally we have the in between. We have we heat stuff up afterwards. We heat leftovers up. There's not going to be any leftovers this year.
Yeah. Okay. I believe me. I know. You think I'm happy about inflation? There's things that I don't do or buy, because of it. I get it. That's Obama and what he gave us with Biden and Kamala. The downfall of the American family. All right. Yeah. I know it's tough. All right. Yeah, I do too. But I'm glad you like the show and you're a fan. But I can't. What am I supposed? What did you when you told the thing? When you told me the lie about ramen noodles, what did you think my reaction was going to be to that? Did you think I was going to be like, oh my goodness, the Biden's done such a bad job, you're eating ramen noodles? Or, where were you going with that?
Well, no, actually, that is our pretty regular meal. So we have to really spring for turkey and I'm not even going to get turkey. I'm going to get chicken and the ham. So,
how many kids do you have living with you?
Just no one.
Yeah, how old?
Coming up on, he just got his learners, so he's coming up on 16.
Okay, that's good. I know it's tough. It's tough. I'm lucky my daughter's grown and out of the house, but it's still expensive.
Yeah, and of course, with a teenager in the house, of course that, you got to spend all that money to feed them. But
I know, especially boys. I know. All right, appreciate the call. Take care. I'm going to hold the conservative callers to the same standard as the liberals. What am I? I don't know. Would other people, they get a call like that, they're MAGA, would they go on some rant about how bad it is? I knew he was full of it. I could tell by the tone. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and everybody listening.
Absolutely. Same to you.
We got a lot to be thankful for this year, and we ought to really concentrate on that. You know, God's been very good to us. We won the most important election in our lifetime, and we got to focus on the positive and stay positive and be thankful. And I'm thankful for you, Brian, and your show and everybody here. I've met a lot of fine people. I wish I could meet you in person.
Well, you know, you can come to Florida sometime, go on a cruise, or go to one of our appearances.
Yeah, I'm going to come down to Florida. I'm hopefully, you know, within the next 6-8 months. You know, my mom had passed, and
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, if you're down in this area, if you're near us and you get in touch with me, you can come by the station and take a look if you want. You don't have to, but if you know, got.
Brian, I'd love to meet you. You know, I've been around for 7-8 years listening, and this is a great show.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, listen, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation.
By the way, all the Trump hats, people tell you hear these liberals all the time saying Trump makes his merch in Mexico. That's not true. The Trump campaign sent me this hat, by the way. This was a gift from the campaign. Made in the USA. Right there, guys. Made in the USA. Made in the USA. Don't believe what they tell you, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with getting things made elsewhere. How can you... It's very difficult to get things made in the United States. With what they've done, the Democrats, selling out our country. If you're on hold, hang in there.
By the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Let's start to your Wednesday, 95 southbound, the off-ramp to Forest Hill Boulevard. An accident partially blocking the off-ramp, a tractor-trailer accident. Southbound 95 approaching Forest Hill Boulevard. That's on the right shoulder. PPIA wait times out of the airport running around 20 minutes. This report brought to you by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm Black Friday sale is here. It's your chance to get the sleep jackpot starting Friday.
I love ramen noodles, man. I
$89.99 plus a free pillow. Offer ends Sunday. In-store pickup only. See stores for details. That's traffic. I'm Billy Gomes.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
I'm not a big... My wife and I, we really only eat one meal a day. We get lunch. That's about it. And we'll, you know... When my daughter lived with us, it was different. But now... I imagine most people are that way. Oh, I love ramen noodles, man. Oh, man. I might get some this weekend just because of that caller.
Mike Lindell is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard MyPillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88 and free shipping on orders over $75. So go to MyPillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout.
One's usually enough.
Standard MyPillow.
A lot of salt in ramen noodles.
You can also order by phone. 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Women's professional soccer is here.
Looking for affordable family fun? Come watch South Florida's only...
All this talk of food, I'm getting hungry. I can't eat before I go on the air.
United FC. This Sunday, December 1st at 7:30 p.m. Fort Lauderdale United FC takes on Dallas Trinity FC at Beyond Bankard Field at NSU. Exciting action, great vibes, and memories for the whole family with Fort Lauderdale United FC Soccer.
Get your tickets now at FTLUTD.com.
When I eat before the show, it just makes me a little tired. I don't think as clearly. I'm too tired during the show. The show's high energy. Why do you think I drink so much espresso in the mornings? So I eat after.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center.
And I've been up, my alarm goes off at 1:30 a.m. So I've been up 5 hours. I've had nothing to eat. I've had about 5 shots of espresso and water, but that's it.
For a free consultation, 754-222-6642.
Show takes a lot of work, a lot of prep.
You're a Florida resident who's concerned about having your estate.
No matter what, I've tried everything.
Attorney Barry Siegel with the
No matter what I eat, it makes me tired before I go on the air. My mind doesn't function as well.
Discuss many of the topics that are on your mind, such as how do I make sure I avoid probate? How do I make sure I avoid guardianship? How do I make sure that I don't spend down my assets and leave myself or my spouse with nothing? What is a power of attorney? What are the healthcare documents I need? These are the topics and much, much more that we will be discussing, and I look forward to having you join us at our upcoming workshop, where not only will you get an education to help you learn what you need to know to protect yourself and your family and gain peace of mind, but by coming, you are also entitled to a discount certificate that can reduce the cost of protecting your family and your loved ones as well. Come join us. Look forward to seeing you.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years.
Alrighty, we're back. I'm Brian. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-465-2631. Even though it's Wednesday, it's kind of like Friday for most people. So we have moved open phones, open MAGA mic Friday to today. It's open MAGA mic Wednesday. And you don't no idea how much I hate doing that, because I know what people think. Oh, Brian slept in and didn't do any show prep. No, I did. That's why I don't like to move it. I almost didn't do it. I was thinking, I was live streaming on YouTube on the drive up, and I was thinking I should do that today. And I said, if I do that, they'll think I didn't prepare anything. So, but no, I did. So don't worry. But it is, any and everything on your mind is fair game on today's show. All right, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
You know, in looking at that video from earlier, obviously we know she likes her wine, right? And there's different kinds of alcoholics. She's a non-functional alcoholic, unlike Nancy Pelosi, who's a functional alcoholic. You know, just they wanted her to look bad, and she looked bad in this video. And just imagine this. Imagine if she would have won, and this is the President of the United States is a pressure job.
Yeah.
She takes the oath of office, and then several weeks later, we're hearing, oh, the pressure's coming down on her, and she's drinking.
You know, I've known in my life many functioning alcoholics. You know, and different types. The first functioning, and I've known some very dysfunctional alcoholics too. I had an aunt who she was married many times, and I don't know where she met these guys, AA, but every guy she married was an alcoholic. And I've seen some really nasty, mean drunks. And one of our callers we had years ago was one of the meanest drunks I've ever heard. He would call with these drunken rants during the show. But I've known a lot of very functional alcoholics. And when I say functional, I'm talking about people that are alcoholics, that are successful business people, that work long hours every day of the week, and they still do. Kamala Harris just can't. She is not a functioning alcoholic. She's just a wino. She's just a drunk. And when someone's young and they're hanging out in the champagne rooms and everything, guys like that because it's easier for them to talk her into bed. But when you're 60 years old, you're like a drunken old floozy hag nobody's interested in. It's pathetic.
I mean, I equate a functional alcoholic to Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, she slurs her words at times and all that stuff, but she's still a halfway decent, House of Representatives.
Oh, yeah. Well, because, members of Congress, Pelosi's a drunk. And listen, let me tell you, I am very sympathetic to addicts, okay? I've had addicts in my family, and I talk, even though this is a minor thing, I've tried so many times to give up coffee in the morning. I can't give it up. I have major withdrawal. So I have sympathy for alcoholics. But when you're a person who's making decisions that affect the lives of the entire planet, like Pelosi, or you're trying to be president like Kamala, I don't have sympathy for that. I don't want that kind of person in office. And I'll tell you, President Trump fired off of the Celebrity Apprentice Khloe Kardashian. Was it Khloe? Is Khloe the one that everyone thought was OJ's daughter, Khloe Kardashian? And he had found out that she had a DUI, and he fired her from The Apprentice just because of that. Because, you know, his brother, who looks like a movie star, President Trump's brother that passed away looks like a movie star. If you see the family pictures, he had the drinking issue, and he has zero tolerance for drinkers. And you see that with, you know, when I was at Mar-a-Lago and I met Trump, they were serving Trump wine. I didn't go anywhere near it when Trump was around. I didn't want to meet Trump with a drink in my hand. You know what I mean? Even though it was his wine. But she looked really bad. I mean, she was. The thing about it is, we've seen two women rise to that level, her and Hillary. Both of them cracked. Are women strong enough, or are they too emotional to be president? I think women can't hack it.
Well, I think these two women couldn't hack it. Maybe a woman like, I don't know, what's her name that's in Trump's cabinet right now, that was in the military, and was a former Democrat. Maybe she can hack it.
Yeah, I remember we had a guy that was we had a news guy at a radio station I used to work at, who was, I mean, he was such a drunk. He was doing news in the morning, and he had drinks. There was a board op, a female board op that I worked with at another radio station, and she had bottles hidden in the production room of the radio station, and she'd run out and have drinks, you know, during the show, right out of the bottle, you know, and I don't know what happened to her. She was, it was really sad, you know, and she looked like a drunk. She was really good looking. And I worked with her for a couple of years, and I saw the change. She aged like 10 years in a year. And she had bottles hidden, not just in the production room, but all over the place at the radio station. And alcoholism is a terrible thing. Do you know on the cruises, every cruise, and not just ours, every cruise in America has AA meetings on board every day. They call it, what do they call the cruise ship AA meeting? It has a code name. It's in the daily schedule on the cruises, and it's called Friends of, I forget what it's called, Friends of Bill R, something like. Does anybody know what they call it? And because they don't want people to know that it's an AA meeting in the schedule. Most people don't know, and because there's so much booze on the cruises, people that have drinking problems need to have that meeting. So I have sympathy. Yeah, Friends of Bill W. If you go on, even on our cruise, this is every cruise, not just ours. You go on a cruise, look in the daily schedule, and you'll see the Friends of Bill W. meetings. And that it's AA. So I have a lot of sympathy for people that suffer from alcoholism. But out of all the functioning alcoholics that I've known, none of them were trying to become the leader of the free world and run the largest economy in the world. I wouldn't put a drunk in charge of the economy.
And much like, and I think much like your governor is unelectable forever, I think in California, Kamala Harris is going to be unelectable forever.
Well, you know, Richard Nixon did much better than Kamala in 1960, and this is what she's telling herself. Richard Nixon was from California. After he lost to Kennedy, he ran for governor of California and lost. And that's when that famous quote, "You're not going to have Dick Nixon to kick around anymore," was after he lost in California for governor. I don't know what makes her think she's going to be governor of California. It's not going to happen. All right, appreciate the call, man. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Sergio. Again, how are you?
Doing well. You know, a couple of our friends of mine that are listeners that go on the cruise, I don't want to embarrass them, but we have our names, you know how you have people's names in the in your phone book, And we have, so, you know, and a lot of common, you know, I've got so many people in my phone book. I got to put things in there so I know, like Mike, I got to know which Mike it is. And so what we have ourselves in the book for is their names, and then it says friends of Bill W. because we drink so much together on the cruise. Well, we joke around that we're alks. But no, Kamala not only was drunk, her own people put her out there drunk like this to destroy her. It says a lot about her when the people closest to her, like her husband, let that video get released. What's your name? Sorry about that. Where are you calling from? What's on your mind? Hello, did I throw you off? All right, I guess because I put him on and I talked over. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's Sergio.
Hey, Sergio.
We've covered that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
We've covered that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing next, Sergio? What's next on the agenda? Since we've covered that.
Nancy Pelosi, she's not, she's a functioning drunk, but Kamala Harris, she's not. Interesting. Wonder why.
Pelosi's not functioning. She's just a drunk. If I said that, I misspoke. No, she is not a functioning alcoholic. She has a job that requires very little work.
Man of integrity. I'm glad you cleared that up.
No, she's not functioning, Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she let January 6th happen.
By the way, personally, I think Donald Trump is one of the greatest presidents ever.
Who's greater? Tell me, you say one of the greatest. Who's greater than Trump? Who was greater than Trump?
Ronald Reagan.
Really? What made Ronald Reagan greater than... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. When we get to the question, he's got to go. Yeah. Ronald Reagan was not greater than Trump. And I'm not taking anything away from Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was part of the Republican establishment. He was a great president, no doubt about it, but he was part of the Republican establishment. And proof of that is this. In 1976, Ford was president, right? Remember, he had not been elected, even as vice president, right? Because Spiro Agnew was tossed out, and Nixon nominated. He was in the House. He wasn't even elected vice president. And there was a lot of concern, should we run Ford? And there was talk of the Republicans at the 1976 Republican convention leading up to it of nominating Ronald Reagan for president in 1976 and President Ford as his running mate for vice president. If you're not part of the establishment, they don't talk about that. It didn't happen, but they talked about it. So Ronald Reagan was a great man and everything else, but nowhere near the level of President Trump, because he was part of the establishment. But let's see. Well, you know what? If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to try to take our breaks on time. And I want to talk about the free doorbell camera offer from Sloman's. I mean, you know, the doorbell camera, it's obviously part of, you know, the security system, but it's so convenient. You know, you get a notification on your cell phone every time there's movement at your door, and you can see who's right there, no matter where you are in the world. And I get notifications when I'm out of town, when I'm on the cruises, sometimes when I'm here on the air, and I'll look and see who's there. But what I like about it the most is when I'm home and people come to my door and I get a notification. I know they're there before they even knock, and I can decide if I'm going to get up and answer the door or not. And it's just a convenient thing to have. And you can get a doorbell camera from Sloman's for free that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Sloman's is also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. They're going to give you an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery, plus a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call, toll free, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Checking in from the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles. Oh my goodness. That's the worst. If you're on hold, hang in there. That call, Sergio, that was a strange call. What was that about? I don't quite get the point of his call. Do you? San Diego. How, Coach Z in San Diego, how long of a drive is it from LA to San Diego?
This is your time to really focus on wellness of mind, body, and
Because I'm going to visit my daughter, and I'd like to go to San Diego. So I'm wondering if I should fly to LA, 2.5 hours, no traffic, and drive to San Diego for the day with her, or should I fly to San Diego, have her meet me there? I don't know, I'm thinking about it. 2.5 hour drive? What if I go to San Diego, what should I do there if I'm just there for the day? What would you do in a day in San Diego?
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta.
San Diego's dangerous? I'm not going to go to the border. You know. SeaWorld? Now we've got SeaWorld in Florida. The SeaWorld in Florida is where they filmed Jaws 3.
954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
I'm not going to go to California to go to the zoo. We've got zoos here. All right, we're back. That guy, Sergio, what was that? That was a strange dude, man. What was that call about? I don't quite get that call. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, Brian, yeah, my name's John, calling from Boca.
Hey.
I want to wish you and your wife a very happy Thanksgiving. As it relates to the show, I'd like to say to Richie, Jeff from Maine, Conservative Doug, everybody in the chat room, a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm so grateful for President Trump for what he has done and what he is going to do, Brian. Ever since 2015, this man coming down the escalator, he is the greatest president. Why? Because how could somebody get the results that he gets for the abuse that he takes from anybody and everybody and have the resolve that he has to continue to go forward?
And look at what he did just yesterday, President Trump, right? He got the Mexican president, this lady that's, you know, in with the cartels, right? He got the Mexican president to stop the caravan of illegals marching towards America. He called up Trudeau and had a conversation, and Trudeau came out and talked to the press and looked terrified after he talked to President Trump. And and Trump ended this. If you've seen the Trudeau, he looked scared after he talked to her. And then President Trump ended the war. He got Iran to and Hamas off Israel's back, and has ended this war. And he's only, yeah, no, he's president-elect, and he's already, you know, he's going to have to come up with some new campaign promises because he's accomplishing them before he gets in.
Let me tell you something, Brian. Happy Thanksgiving to the Steve Kane Show sponsors. The only people that I can compare to Trump's upcoming cabinet are the sponsors to this show for the 47 years and counting of existence. I had a few things, if I could, in rapid fire.
Yep.
People were talking about Nancy Pelosi. I hope President Trump goes on the offense because the math just doesn't add up. How does a career politician that makes $200,000 a year supposedly is worth $120 million? The math won't add up. When it comes to President Trump, Trump, I hope he can get his hands on these voter rolls all around the country and clean them up and get the dead people off and the illegals off, and let's see what they will never get elected again, the Democrats going forward next to him. And I'm really, you know what, I'm really thankful for somebody like Judge Clarence Thomas for the abuse that he took before he became a judge. You know that he's been hanging on and hanging on and hanging on. I don't. He could stay as a but if he retires, I hope he does when President Trump's in office. Have a big.
You know he is. But there's no doubt that Clarence Thomas is going to retire during Trump's second term. No doubt.
And again, this isn't just for President Trump or people out there. They did the same thing to Ron.
All right, we're losing the cell connection, but thanks for the kind words. That's the guy that's in one of the commercials for Dr. Appleton, right? All right, 1-888-465-2631. It is we have moved open phones to today because today's kind of like Friday, right? Friday is a day off for most of America. Today is really the last day of the week. It's kind of like Friday, even though it's Wednesday. So we're making today open phones, open MAGA mic Wednesday today. Any and everything on your mind's fair game. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie.
Oh, hey, Richie.
Hey, John. It's just, you know the guy John with the Appleton commercial?
Mm-hmm.
You know how long I know that? You know how long I know that guy? He doesn't even know that I know him.
Really?
He used to be a security guard like about 30 years ago. And he used to call this national sports show all the time with me. I was one of the callers. We had an event that took place out in Davie, and the host of the show ended up out there. But his name is John, and he used to be a security guard. And if he thinks back when he went to that sports show, yeah, I know him. Right?
You know, a lot of people have told me over the years that they used to hear you call sports talk radio, and that you, and that you would. Yeah, everybody says that you're Richie from Boar's Head.
No, I wasn't, but I was a big sports guy. I used to call all of them. I used to be really into sports until politics is sports, but I like politics more. I'm going to say something why I think President Trump is the greatest of all time. He didn't go along with it. When you see like a funeral, you see Bush and you see all of these Biden and you see Obama. They're like holding hands in the corner. They're all buddy. Trump is the outcast. And that's what I love. The fact of the matter is he actually brought to the attention of the American people of what's going on in Washington between both parties are the same. And they were screwing every American.
You know what it's like. The way that the Republican, the Democrat establishment, the best analogy to make is the professional wrestlers. You know, when I was young, I was big into professional wrestling. You know, during the Gordon Soley era, all those great guys, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and Ric Flair, and all those great people.
Who wrestled in Hollywood, Florida?
Who?
Brooks.
Yeah.
Dr. Red Roberts.
Dr. Red Roberts. Yeah. Dr. Red Roberts. Yeah.
Well, Steve Brooks was actually a bus driver.
Yeah. Well, the professional wrestlers, and they were enemies out front, but backstage they're best buddies. And that's what it's like. And that's what it's like with the Republicans and the Democrats. They put on this fake professional wrestling show for America. And President Trump came in and was the real deal. And, during the first campaign, there were two things that happened in the first campaign that really exposed these people. One is when that ridiculous Access Hollywood tape came out. And Paul Ryan, and there were others, including Pence, that snake, but Paul Ryan disinvited President Trump to an event. I'm like, who the hell do you think you are? And now we know what he is, Paul Ryan. And then that was disgusting. And then they made a big deal trying to get Trump to sign the Republican Party platform, which he did. And he accomplished the platform, including the most controversial part, overturning Roe v. Wade. These Republicans didn't do anything on that platform, ever. DEI is the new term for affirmative action. The Republican platform was always overturn Roe v. Wade and affirmative action. Trump's done both. And these Republican establishment people, I mean, look at how buddy President Bush is with Clinton. Now, let me tell you,
That's what I'm saying. They're like, it's like one giant club.
Exactly.
Right in the head. It's like WWF. I mean,
like Bill Clinton. If I was out and about and saw Bill Clinton, I'd go take a picture with him and with my MAGA hat on. And my wife would not let me hang out with sex offenders. Okay, if I was hanging out with it's like when Obama went when he was president, went on a secret golf trip with Tiger Woods, and one of the caddies put a picture up on social media. And it got exposed. And people were like, why was he keeping it a secret? Because Michelle didn't want him out with Tiger Woods. This was right after the Tiger Woods sex scandals. Wives don't let their husbands go hang out with rapists and philanderers.
Also, another thing. You keep on saying Kamala Harris was a functioning alcoholic and couldn't be president of the United States as an alcoholic. Well, I happen to disagree with you 100% on this one, because you don't have to be a functioning anything to be president of the United States, because we've had a zombie in the White House for the last 4 years, and he hasn't run nothing.
No, he has. I mean, look. We've got a European war. Well, that's what happens. That's what happens when you have someone who's out of it, whether they're Alzheimer's or a drunk. Look, we got multiple wars, one in the Middle East, one in Europe. The economy's tanking. 25 million illegals have invaded our country. It's dangerous.
She would have been a robot, but she would have been a robot just like this guy. And the people behind the scenes are running her. And my understanding is that video was put out because Obama and Clinton are ticked off at her.
It was put out to destroy her. It was put out to end her career. Right, Richie, I got to run. If you're on hold, stand by. So that one guy that called earlier that Richie was talking about there, he's one of our listeners that you hear in one of the Dr. Appleton commercials. I'm sure he'll probably play today. Plays a lot. He just called spontaneously about the incredible pain relief he got from Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton has rid so many listeners in this audience of their pain. We've had listeners fly to Florida from all over America to see Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton laser away pain treatment, it works. And you know what? It's 100% painless. There's no shots, no injections, no downtime. And Dr. Appleton performs all the laser treatments himself. He doesn't hand it off to an assistant. Isn't that amazing? And he is such a knowledgeable doctor. I've been talking a lot lately about how he is able to find the point on your body that's causing the pain, and he treats that portion where the pain is coming from. I don't know, it's his years of experience, and he treats that with the laser and repairs the damage causing the pain. That's why when he's treated me 6 times with his laser wave pain treatment for different injuries and pains I've had, that the pains have disappeared and have not returned. It's amazing. Last time I always run into listeners, usually 3, 4 or more. Sometimes when I go over there, everybody that's in the lobby is a listener. I'm like surprised. Hey, Brian. Hey, how you doing? But one of our listeners was over there getting. She's a runner. She has hip issues, and she had her hip treated. She told me he's a magician. Is what her word was, a magician. He is a miracle worker, Dr. Appleton. His laser wave pain treatment works on every type of pain I have ever heard of. And of the 6 times he's rid me of pain, it's I don't know, I have 2 injuries, arthritis, years of knee. So maybe 4 different types of pain and 6 different parts of my body. He has rid me of pain from with his laser wave pain treatment. It works, people. It works. Give him a call. Remember, appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays. Now, if you want to find out what his schedule is over this holiday weekend, call, okay, and find out. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. Give him a call and say bye-bye to your pain. Okay, if you're on hold, hang in there. We're going to take our break for the top of the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We have moved open phone Friday to today, Wednesday, open MAGA mic Wednesday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on today's show. We'll take our break for the top and be right back. I usually go on vacation. Yeah, I'll save the Joe Thomas till 8 since he's coming in. If you're on hold, hang in there. Perfect. All right, coming back.
East side of State Road 7, 448. Access now at Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call any lab test now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any lab test now at Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show.
All right. We're back. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, yesterday, it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We are here live, open phones today, because it's kind of like Friday. All this, they're trying to scare you on the left about tariffs, right? Import taxes going up. Oh, everything's going to go up. Look what Mexico did yesterday, right? This Mexican Presidente, she stopped the illegal caravan, but they're saying, oh, we get all these fruits and vegetables from Mexico. How are we going to live without them? Well, wait a minute. I thought they've been telling us that all these illegals are coming here to pick all the fruits and vegetables in America. So if all the fruits and vegetables come from Mexico and we're not going to have them, if there's a trade war with Mexico, I guess they're not coming here to be fruit and vegetable pickers in this country? Which is it? You can't have it both ways. And they're saying we get a bunch of avocados from there. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of guacamole. I have an avocado tree at home. I guess I'll eat my own avocados. I've never eaten an avocado. I don't even know what they taste like. My wife likes them. That's why we have the tree. But they've been telling us, well, who's going to pick all the fruit and vegetables if you stop the illegals? And now in the same breath, they're telling us we get all of it from Mexico. So which is it? All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Matt from Boston.
Hey, what's up, Boston?
Hey, how's it going, bud? Just calling on this Wednesday, happy Thanksgiving, first of all.
Thank you.
You were talking about, the scare tactics and everything. When I decided I liked Donald Trump was about 3-4 years before he even ran for president. That man used to call Fox News every Monday morning at 8 o'clock, every Monday. And he would talk about, the things that were destroying this country. And, I would sit there and I'd be like, oh my God, like this guy's in my head. Oh my God. I really truly do think this man cares about America. One thing he said, he wants there to be an America for Barron. And that's the thing the Democrats don't get with the tariffs, everything's going to go up, these tariffs, no, what it's going to do is it's going to make Mexico open.
See, listen, here's the thing. Okay, tariffs are import taxes. The reason they call them tariffs and not import taxes is because the Democrats don't want to openly say that taxes are a bad thing. Okay, so they keep saying tariff. It's like they changed words and everything. I know it means that, but I call them import taxes. But here's the thing with Trump. I've always been a fan of Trump since I first heard of him, and I was a big fan of The Apprentice and The Celebrity Apprentice. They're great shows. Notice they never rerun those shows, which are incredibly valuable because, it makes him and the Trump family look great. But I remember, but this is the thing. I remember Donald Trump, when I realized what a major mover and shaker that Donald Trump was when this happened. There had been for years, it started with Hillary Clinton when she was running against Obama, but this thing that Obama had never produced, his birth certificate. And it was a big thing. And people were talking about it for years. And then Donald Trump comes out and says a couple things about Obama never producing a birth certificate. And then what happened? He produced a document that he said was a color photocopy of his birth certificate. He got Obama to do what no one else could do. And that was produced, not only did he produce the birth certificate, Obama had a press conference producing the birth certificate. And I thought I said, that is amazing. How did Donald Trump, that is how amazing Donald Trump is, that he got Obama not to just produce a birth certificate after people have been asking for it for years. He got Obama to have a press conference doing it. And it was a big deal. And it was, and I thought, what, this guy can really get stuff done.
And then the other thing that really showed, like you said, that showed me this man to get things done was, when he first came into office, with North Korea, why do I want to go to war with somebody I've never had a phone call with? And then, you see that, and, North Korea, they're a bad state. We all know that. But do we want to have bad relations or good relations? And it was like, the visual of Donald Trump walking over the border, shaking hands with the Kim, walking into North Korea, and shaking hands.
And, okay, now this is the North Korea thing. This was amazing. A summit meeting where President Trump walked into North Korea. Do you know who set up that summit? Do you know who he got to set that up?
No.
This was, the history of this has not been, when this happened, I told people this is what happened. And, and later it was reported. A contestant from the Celebrity Apprentice with Donald Trump set up and brokered the entire summit meeting with President Trump and Kim Jong-un. Dennis Rodman go there, been playing basketball with NBA players for years. Dennis Rodman set that up. And no one would convince me of anything else. That's how Trump, and that's amazing that Trump did. I know it had to be Dennis Rodman.
It makes it does make a lot of sense.
He know them both.
He has been going over there for years and has like a personal friendship with.
He can get Dennis Rodman, at least at the time, and it may be true even still today, but at that time was the only person who could get both Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un on the phone.
Absolutely.
And I think that's some out of the box thinking. But have you ever seen that photograph of the Korean Peninsula at night from space? And you see that South Korea is all lights, and then there's like 2 light bulbs on in North Korea. This is what Trump does when he meets with Kim Jong-un, okay? I promise you this is what he does. He says, you see all that money and prosperity in South Korea? That could be you. And Kim Jong-un likes that, and his psychopathic sister, they love that, you know, the money. They want the money. You know, Kim Jong-un is 100% funded by China. He's like their do boy, and he would love to be rich and independent. That's what he did, and he'll do it again.
And you know, I mean, he is who he is, but you know, like he's Western educated.
Yeah, but look, what's? Let me tell you what could happen. What Trump set in motion in his first term, and will continue in this one. Now, this may not happen in his second term because it's a big thing. Eventually, North and South Korea are going to be unified just like East and West Germany were. And people forget they used to machine gun people from crossing the border into from east to West Berlin, okay? You know? So it's a big deal. And so I think that he has a plan on making that happen. And by the way, if they get unified, they'll be capitalist. It won't be communist.
Absolutely, you know, because you know he'll see the benefit of opening up his country, and you know, with it being completely undeveloped, it's going to be all profit from the beginning. You know,
yeah,
you know that could be a very good thing. But,
it would be good.
No, I'm with you. Very happy Thanksgiving. You know, goodbye.
All right, take care. Some strange calls today, but also some very good calls. Things are going good for this day before Thanksgiving. If you're on hold, hang in there. I want to remind you guys, you know, do your Christmas shopping at mypillow.com. You know. MyPillow has been with us on this program for years. And I talk to Mike Lindell and his assistant. Usually I'll talk to once a week. Every week for years. Since the beginning of them joining this program, okay, and they have told me that the response from this audience is the largest response from any local show they've done business with. When they first started with this, they asked, are you nationally syndicated? And I said, no, why? And it was because of the response. So you all, for many years, have supported us through your support of MyPillow. And I want to, first of all, thank all of you for doing that. But please continue to do it. No time is better than now to do your Christmas shopping at mypillow.com because the Christmas specials are up. And with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, huge savings site-wide, okay? You can use our promo code on every special at mypillow.com and free shipping on orders over $75. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott here with a simple reminder that I'm back on the air this morning right after 10 a.m. with more of your favorite oldies on South Florida's True Oldies channel.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. I just want to say thank you for Dr. Appleton because I'm from Orlando. It took 3 hours to go down there. It took my 90-year-old mom. My mom walked straighter than she ever walked in her life. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being such a willing vessel to talk about Dr. Appleton.
That's amazing. So you heard me in Orlando talking about Dr. Appleton and drove to South Florida with your mother to see him.
Yeah, my mom is awesome now. Awesome. No more arthritis, no more pills, none of that. She's going back to New York. She sits on a train for 24 hours. And I'm telling you, no pay. She gets off that train, and my sister says she walks like a young woman.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain, too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching, and all...
One opening on the board, guys, so hang in there.
neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
From Angel Water. Do you have toxins in your water? Yes, you do. You have things like hexavalent chromium, chlorate, ammonia, high amounts of chlorine, and a lot more. This is what you're drinking and bathing in. We at Angel Water can fix this problem. Do you ladies want softer hair so that you don't have to use conditioner anymore? We can give that to you. Do you want softer skin? Do you want your water-based appliances to last longer? We can solve all these problems while at the same time saving you a ton of money. Let me show you how. I, Rocky, will come out to your house personally and test your water for free and make recommendations on what systems that we need to put in to solve whatever issues you have. And if you mention that you heard this on the radio, we will give you a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house cleaner and provide no interest financing. So give Angel Water a call at 561-899-6585. That's Angel Water at 561-899-6585.
Hi, this is Barry Siegel, and I'd like to invite you to join us at the Siegel Law Group when we do our upcoming Live and Trust workshop. At the workshop, you're going to learn things that can help you protect yourself and your family and give you peace of mind. You're going to learn things such as how to avoid probate, how to avoid guardianship, why your
The weather is perfect.
what is bloodline protection.
I got to see what my schedule is when I get off today. But if my day isn't too busy when I get off the air, I'm going to go over and make a vlog over at Mar-a-Lago. I haven't been over there since the re-election of our greatest president, but I don't know. Got to see what my schedule's like.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True Oldie.
All right, only one opening on the board, and we moved open phones to the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Did you hear they record a commercial for Angel Water during the break? That's Rocky, who comes out to your house and tests your water at no charge, by the way. You hear him in the commercial? He's got a great voice for radio, doesn't he? He could be a professional voiceover commercial artist. I tell you, he's got a great voice. But that's Rocky you hear in those commercials. He's a good MAGA guy. He comes out and tests your water to see what you're drinking, just like he did me, and I was shocked. In fact, when he tested my water, I'll tell you about this later in the show in more detail, but when he tested my water and he showed me all these chemicals and poisons and toxins that were in my water, I said, could you not show this to my wife right now? Let's wait until you come back and do a test after the system is installed. We'll show her that what the water is now, and then we'll show her this, because she's going to be pretty upset. So I got to want to use the water with what's in it. Give him a call and have him test your water too, all right? 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585. That's 561-899-6585 for Angel Water. All right, only one opening on our board. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Well, first thing I'd like to say is I would like to wish you and your wife Kathy, Steve, and the whole audience happy Thanksgiving. This is probably the best Thanksgiving I can remember.
Heck yeah.
President Trump back then. We did an accomplishment. Everybody should be proud of themselves for then President Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the other thing I'd like to say is I know President Trump is really busy, and but if he could spend a little bit of time with the enemy, Morning Joe, I would love him to make a very short call to say thank you for all your support. I think
oh, you mean if he's listening, you want him to call in? Yeah, that'd be nice. That would shock me. If I first off, if I went to him, think about this, because all the calls are screenless, right? So if the president called in and he's sitting on hold for God knows how long, while I'm talking to you or God knows who else I would have talked to, and I go to him and he says, "This is Donald Trump," do you think I would believe it was him, or would I think I was being punked?
Yeah, no, I would figure that he would have somebody contact you.
Yeah.
After the show and tell you he's going to call at a certain.
Yeah.
But it would certainly be a nice man, because I can't think of anybody who every day is behind him and has been supporting him since.
Well, I appreciate that.
That'd be nice. Anyway, the other thing I'd like to say is, well, now we get to poor Rudy Giuliani. I'm hoping that Pam Bondi can do something there.
Well, let me tell you about Giuliani. You know, I saw him yesterday. He said he can't afford food. He can't afford a taxi. I mean, he's broke. And you know, Mayor Giuliani, America's mayor, is an American hero. He was the only member of the government when America was attacked on 9/11 who wasn't hiding. The entire government was hiding. George Bush was flying around on Air Force One, out of communication. Cheney was in the bunker beneath the White House. Both houses of Congress were evacuated to military bases. And Mayor Rudy Giuliani, America's mayor, against recommendation of everyone, including the police and fire department, went to ground zero. They wanted him to be at a command center in Midtown, and he went there. And he was the only member of the government. And by the way, we didn't know the attacks were done, right? And he was still there. He is not just an American hero. He is a war hero. He is a war hero. And for them to treat him like they treat him is disgusting. It's like, would you treat Audie Murphy or Sergeant York this way? I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. And then especially this case that is certainly his word against their word. And man, I think he had the evidence, but they had a judge that doesn't want to.
Well, I don't know how much the judgment against him is. Do you know offhand? I don't know.
$135 million.
Oh my goodness! My goodness!
Ridiculous, you know, because he said some people were cheating, you know.
And I'll tell you something. On 9/11, people forget 9/11, and I recommend this every time it comes up. That creep Robert De Niro, okay, he's a real son of a gun. He hosted a documentary that was on ABC television right after 9/11, the French documentary. And it is the most powerful documentary you will ever see about 9/11. And it was this French film crew was doing a documentary for about 6 months or so before 9/11, living with a living in a firehouse, and it was very uneventful. And they were there with them on 9/11, and they all got killed. Okay, when the buildings came down, pretty much. And there's this, and I remember seeing this live, but it's in the documentary. And I know I share this a lot, but what they're doing with Giuliani, I think perspective's been lost. Mayor Giuliani is at ground zero. America is under attack. We don't know if the attacks have stopped. We don't know if where it's coming. We don't know if it's going to hit all of America's major cities. And Giuliani's there at ground zero. He's walking, and you hear these explosions. Boom! 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 And these reporters are asking stupid questions. You hear these explosions. And Mayor Giuliani stops, and he says, "What is that?" And people say, "What is that? What are these explosions? Are we under attack again?" And Giuliani says, "My God, those are bodies hitting the ground. Those are people that were jumping out of the World Trade Center that were above the impact site. And even after that, Giuliani was still in charge." So what they're doing to him is beyond disgusting. He's one of the greatest living Americans, Giuliani.
And I'm hoping, like I said, that the new administration will be able to talk some sense into this judge and get another.
I mean, I give you an example. On 9/11, remember Beamer on United 93? He's the let's roll guy, okay? Now, let's say if we found out that Beamer's wife because he died on that, he saved the Capitol, the White House. Who knows, the people on United 93. If Beamer's wife was being treated today like Giuliani, would we stand for it, or would we stand up for Beamer's wife if she was being mistreated like this war hero Giuliani? Of course we'd stand up for her.
Yep. This is unfortunate that them liberals get into power, and
They're scumbags. Liberals are scum.
man, I have to agree. Just one thing right before you go. Did you hear now that this people in New York Assembly and in Connecticut Assembly want to leave America and be part of Canada? So these people are just nuts.
Well, you can secede from the Union. That's what the Civil War was about, but they're free to move to Canada if they want.
But they want to secede, and they'll probably try something. But man, oh man, there's something sick. People are sick. They just
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I appreciate the call. They're treating Giuliani, America's mayor. They're treating him, and I'm not exaggerating. If anything, I'm understating the greatness of Mayor Giuliani. Okay, on 9/11, people don't remember. They just don't. It's like these heroes you hear about at Pearl Harbor that were fighting the Japanese without, when they were, big hero. And, in fact, Mayor Giuliani not only is the last elected official to take charge during war, he may be the first public official since the Civil War to take charge in the United States during combat, during a war zone situation. And they're treating him like OJ with the judgment, right? They're treating him like Alex Jones, and I know people say he's a great American too. Alex Jones is not Mayor Giuliani. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. You're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
I mean, what they've done to Giuliani is just disgusting. Just disgusting. Let me text him and see if he wants to do it. I'll let you know. I'll text him.
We'd have to do it like during the segment because we got commercials.
I can't find his number. Just texted him like maybe I deleted it.
More traffic's going on if it's like this long. Usually it's not a long traffic for it. Alright, just let me know.
Okay. He may not get back to me. If he's busy. Okay. If he says yes, we'll do it going into the top. If he gets back to me.
Directly to your smartphone within installation of your Sloan Shield. And that's not all. Sloan's will give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service plan. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with installation of your Sloan Shield. Keep your family safe. Call 833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
Yeah, he said okay, so call him at 7:55. I told him to call.
Medicare recipients, listen up. Open enrollment is the only time of year you can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at iWorld Advisors. No matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
The weather is perfect today. Not a cloud in the sky.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. I am pleased to say our relationship with the Steve Kane Show and the show's listeners keeps getting stronger and stronger. The Steve Kane Show listeners are truly the best customers we have ever had. They are courteous, intelligent, honest, and quite a joy to work. We have completed thousands of projects for the listeners, from repairs, single-family homes, large HOA complexes, and churches, with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have installed all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingles, clay, and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. So come on, and let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602, or find us on the web at LaportaContracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All righty. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. And, of course, it's the day before Thanksgiving. We have moved Open Phone Friday to today, Wednesday, because Wednesday is kind of like Friday, since tomorrow's Thanksgiving. For most people, it's like Friday, even though it's Wednesday. So it's Open MAGA Mike Wednesday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game today. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Louise, the masked lady. And
Yes. Hey, Louise.
may I speak about something local that I find very disturbing? I want to call DeSantis' office.
Okay. Well, we'll see what it is.
Policemen, the 3 policemen that were killed by that woman driver.
You're talking about the Palm Beach motorcycle cops? Yeah.
Yes. Why is it we haven't heard anything about the driver except she's a woman? What are they hiding?
You know, that, I don't have the details in front of me, but I've been following it, and it's 3 officers, right? Yes. Okay, 3 Palm Beach sheriff's motorcycle officers were killed, and I can't figure out how this accident happened and why the woman wasn't arrested. They were, the motorcycle officers were on the side of the road, okay, and probably a speed trap in that area off of Southern Boulevard, I don't know. And the woman went to pass the car in front of her and hit these 3 officers and killed them. The third one just died the other day. And I'm very confused on how this happened and how she wasn't arrested. It's very bizarre and sad.
How is it we don't hear anything about her?
Well,
Was she a licensed driver? Was she an illegal? Was she? We don't hear anything.
Well, I don't know, because I've seen it. There's been a lot of coverage in the local television news. I don't know if you've seen it on that. So
and that sort of thing. Nothing
Yeah.
about her.
Yeah. Hey, I don't. It was on Southern Boulevard, and by the way, Southern Boulevard's the road that goes by Mar-a-Lago, but this was way out west towards Lion Country Safari.
Are they hiding?
No, they're not hiding. What would they? Who would be hiding?
You would say something about the driver. We know nothing.
Probably. I don't know. Everything we're talking about is speculation, but they're protecting her identity for one of two reasons. One, they're thinking about prosecuting and arresting her, and they don't want to taint the case. Or two, she is innocent. It was truly an accident, and they're protecting her from that. That would be my guess. One of those two.
Anyway, it's so disturbing.
I've seen that story reported on the television news several times, and I still can't understand how it happened. How did she run over 3 motorcycle officers and kill them and not get arrested at the scene? I don't understand.
Unbelievable. Vehicular homicide. That's what that is. She should be in jail for the rest of her life.
Well, I don't know.
Brian, you're not going to be there tomorrow and Friday?
No, I'm not going to be here on the radio live tomorrow. And Friday, I'm keeping up in the air. I'm not sure what I'm going to do Friday. I'm going to decide probably Friday morning when I wake up, because I'm just deciding.
Santos' office today, leaving a message.
Yeah, that's good. If anybody has any information on that, and if someone can explain to me how this accident happened, because Southern Boulevard is a very, very busy road over there. I think it was west of 441 towards Lion Country Safari. I think. And were they in the swale? And did she drive in the swale? And she drove, and she went to pass somebody by driving on the shoulder. Is that what she did? And to hit them? That's what I'm confused about. Because if you drive on the shoulder, you're breaking the law. I see people do that all the freaking time. It ticks me off. And I don't understand.
I know. I hope we hear something.
All right. Appreciate it. Take care. All right. We'll put a call out on the air. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yes, you're on the air.
Oh, good morning. It's Joan from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Joan.
I just want to say something about the Presidente of Mexico, about fruits and vegetables. Do you know how many fruits and vegetables Florida produces? And other states produce other fruits and vegetables as well. I think we could be pretty self-sufficient.
Well, there's a couple things. I don't know. How long have you lived in Florida?
Since 1968.
Oh, great. You're here longer than me. I've been coming to Florida since 1976. First time I came to Florida. And do you know what I don't see that I used to see all the time when I would drive on the Turnpike at I-95? Orange groves. As far as the eye could see with oranges on them. I don't see that so much anymore. I don't even know if Florida oranges are a breed of orange. I don't know how many oranges still come out of Florida, but we're big with strawberries and all kinds of things. And
further in state, like Polk County, Highlands County.
Yeah.
There are groves for miles to...
Oh, maybe it's just in my part of Florida.
We produce more oranges than the state.
Florida, I've got a Florida orange tree in my backyard. They're the best oranges. The California oranges suck, okay? The Florida oranges are the best. But, the thing about it is, you've been here a long time like me. I've mentioned many times that when I was a kid, a friend of mine was murdered by 2 illegals. And that was in the early 80s. Do you know what they used to call, maybe you didn't, but in Florida, you know what they used to call illegals? They didn't call them illegals or migrants. Do you remember what they were called years ago?
What's that?
Fruit pickers. Everybody, that's way back. Way back. They used to call them fruit pickers. And we had a lot of illegals in Florida always, and they were fruit pickers. Now, a lot of that's been automated, I'm sure. Like, if you went to an orange grove, they probably pick the oranges with machines now more than people. Yeah, but I was talking earlier in the show. They're telling us that we would lose a trade war with Mexico. Are you kidding me? Because we get so many fruits and vegetables from Mexico. But in the same breath, they tell us that the illegals that are coming here are picking all the fruits and vegetables. So which is it? Are they coming here to pick fruit and vegetables, or are we getting all of them from Mexico? The media seem a little confused about this.
And like I said, I live in Hillsborough County.
Yeah.
And still in Hillsborough County, if I drive I'm near the edge. If I drive a mile and a half down the road, there's just fields. And when you go off of the main beaten roads, like the major roads, all you see is fields and fields and fields. And if you drive...
and by the way, and here in Palm Beach County, there's a lot of farms in this part of Florida too. I just don't see the orange groves as much as I used to. And I think Governor DeSantis, if I remember correctly, made strawberry the state fruit because we're so big with strawberry growth in Florida. And, I have an avocado tree in my yard, and it's Florida native. I only plant Florida native things in my yard. So we've got to have avocados all over Florida. I'm not worried about the guacamole eaters.
Yeah, you can pull up how many fruits and vegetables from A to Z that Florida produces, and it's like just about everything.
Yeah.
And that dragon fruit stuff, which I've never tried.
People don't realize. People think Florida is beaches and Disney World, but really the most powerful group in Florida are the farmers, in particular the sugarcane people. But the farmers are the most powerful people in the state of Florida. They basically run Florida. The beaches the beaches. 80% of cruises in the world leave out of Florida ports. By the way, 80% of cruise ships sail out of Florida, out of the entire planet, not just America. But Florida is a bigger farming state than people realize. In fact, that they are without a doubt the most powerful. The guy that was running against DeSantis in the Republican primary is from one of the big sugar families. I forgot his name.
But the coastline is all beaches and tourism and stuff, and the interior is all agriculture.
All of it, like almost 100%. Exact. Yeah, you're right. That's why if you go up to Orlando, where Disney World is, you get away from Disney World, and there's a lot of illegals up there. It used to be Sanctuary City. It's because of all the farms. Yeah. All right. I appreciate the call. Good. Some good points. And we also have key limes. Oh man. Good stuff. All right. Oh, you know what? Let's take our break. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll take our last break of the second hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back.
Is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard MyPillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88. And free shipping on orders over $75. So go to MyPillow.com right now and use our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, and get the standard MyPillow for just $14.88. The lowest price ever. You can also order by phone. 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE.
Hi, I'm Wilkerson. We love our photo section, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year.
restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside.
Anita Bryant, that goes way back.
Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral
If you're on hold, hang in there.
a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, we are back. 46 minutes after the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. Phone's very busy today for this Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I want to ask you this question, and this may be one of the most important questions I ask you today. Are you or someone you know or love suffering with neuropathy? Neuropathy is living torture. The signs and symptoms of neuropathy make life very, very difficult. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in your hands and feet, dizziness, the feeling of pins and needles in your hands and feet. Some have no feeling at all. And your doctors will tell you there's no treatment for neuropathy, that you just have to live with it. That's not the case. Lighthouse Medical in Pompano not only has a treatment for neuropathy, they have a treatment that works. They rid Steve of his neuropathy symptoms 2.5 years ago, and they have not returned. It works. Give them a call. When you call, make sure you mention you heard about them on the radio so you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Michael in Boca. How you doing?
All right, Michael, what's up?
First of all, you and your family just have a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
We're just going to enjoy some relaxed time, as you are well-deserved. Relaxed time is coming to you. You know what? I'm glad you're having this free phone call Wednesday, because I just wanted to
I feel like I'm
say
getting
how
set up here.
excited we are for not only the next 4 years, but how Donald Trump is going to set up afterwards as well. I got to tell you something. You know, I've been around a long time. I've seen a lot of presidents, and there have been some good ones. There have been some great ones. But I've never seen somebody that checks every single box as far as smarts, knowing what to do, being right all the time, and commanding literally every single day of, no joke, the world's attention. Do you see the same? I mean, obviously you see the same thing.
Well, it's because President Trump comes from the world of business, where if you're not successful, you're out of business. There's accountability, right? In the private sector. These other politicians, they've never dealt with accountability before.
But here's the thing, isn't it true? Like, most people are really good at something and maybe lacking somewhere else. I don't know where Trump lacks.
Yeah, no. He's even an athlete. You ever see him throw a football or a baseball? I mean, he's even like an athlete. I know, he's the kind of guy we all hate.
Slam Russ slows down. I've seen that.
Yeah, I know. And he's married to international supermodel. He's got 10 billion. I know.
I've mentioned this too many times in the past too. You know, the day that we supposedly heard that Biden won the presidency, I remember being so upset about it and thinking to myself, but you know what? And you said this. The only good that's going to come out of the Biden presidency is that the people that aren't on Trump's side are going to see how bad it can be under a Democrat, because they couldn't pick a worse person to run the country between him or Paris. And now people are coming to the realization, like, holy crap, Trump is the guy. This is the person.
Well, you know what it is? President Trump has changed the expectations that the American people have for our presidents. As bad as Biden is, and he's really bad. I mean, he's like the worst. I get it. But this is very typical. This is how most presidents are. They all, other than Trump, they all suck. They do nothing. They're all corrupt. And that's it. And what Trump has done is raise the bar. People expect from presidents moving forward results. And the people that he's putting around him are rather young, and none of them are Washington inside. You know, Pam Bondi is going to be the biggest kick-butt attorney general. She said, Pam Bondi, there's a video of her circulating on X yesterday. It was kind of trending. She says, you know, these students with student visas that have been organizing these Hamas protests at our universities, maybe those visas have to be revoked. She's talking about getting rid of, that's a great idea. You know, she could very well be the next governor of Florida after her term as attorney general, setting herself up to be president or vice president. I mean, what President Trump is doing, he's brought back the apprentice, the political apprentice, right? Pete Hegseth, right? Pam Bondi, you know the list, everybody that he's picked. And I got to tell you, Tom Homan scares the hell out of me. And we're on the same side. Would you want Tom Homan on your ass? Hell no. Hell no. And, you know, I cannot wait to see him lead these deportation efforts. By the way, can I say that? Do I have to dump myself? Oh, I better dump myself, they said. I don't know. But I wouldn't want Tom Homan there on me. I'll tell you that.
Right? Yeah, and you know there's going to be a lot of noise when the deportation starts. But you know what? Deep down, people look. We got to be about our country. We're not against the other countries. It's just that we got to protect our own country. You know, it's just normal. Everybody else does. Let me tell you something. You know me for a long time. My wife and I lived in Anguilla, right? And let me tell you something. It's just a small little island. It's the British West Indies. Try to get a driver's license there. Try to get a job. It's almost impossible, the hoops that you have to go through. And for a little country like that, and here's America, come on in. We need somebody like Trump. We need somebody like Holman.
Well, there used to be, you know, if you remember, people forget, but there used to be deportations was the norm when I was growing up. You know, Cheech Marin from Cheech and Chong, he had a song called "Born in East L.A.," which they went on to make a movie out of, and he played a guy. He's Mexican American. And he was in this convenience store, and the immigration agents come. It was Jan Michael Vincent, and said, "Where's your green card, boy?" Green card. I was born in East LA, and he got deported, right? And even here in Florida, deportations used to be the norm on job sites, and I don't know when that stopped. But they used to deport people all the time in America, and I remember it well. It was a big thing. I don't even know if they do the green card anymore. Remember, there was a movie with Gerard Depardieu called Green Card, you know, and where he was trying to get a green card, and the whole movie was him pretending to be married to an American, and they got interviewed by immigration and all this stuff to prove they were really married and all this stuff, you know. It used to be a thing, deportation, green cards, a process. I don't know when it stopped.
Good point. That's interesting. All I know is it's Thanksgiving. We're thankful for you and thankful for the truth because
yes,
truth will set you free, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I want to tell you guys, say some prayers for Steve. He's not dying, but he's still sick. And for him to be off all week, you know he's pretty sick. His whole family's sick, so pray for the whole family, and hopefully Steve will be back with us next week or Friday. Let's see here. All right, who's been on hold the longest? There's only one opening on the board. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ron, Lake Worth.
Hey, what's up, Lake Worth?
Ryan, tell the mask lady to calm down. These investigations take months, okay? They will get to the bottom of it. They got to find out how fast this woman was gone. My theory is, and you were right, she went over to the far right lane. She overextended. She went on the lip. The lip has a little drop, and that will shatter the wheel and lose control real easy. And that's what happened. But these things take months. This doesn't happen overnight, and we'll see what happens.
It may have been an accident. It may not have been, but there's 3 officers dead. So they're gonna. This is gonna be a very detailed investigation before they share anything.
A police report for a vehicular homicide is about 100 pages.
Really?
So 3 pages for, yes, opposed to 3 pages for one accident report, a minor accident.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time. They'll get to the bottom of it, and she needs to calm down.
Well, the masked lady will never be calmed down. She's always in a state of anxiety, if you've noticed. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. We have moved Open Phone Friday to today. Okay, it's Open Phone Wednesday, Open Maga Mic Friday. There's only one opening on our board at 1-888-465-2631. We're going to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you?
Doing good. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so what should people be thinking about in regards to what you do over Thanksgiving?
Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to you and Steve and all the listeners out there and their families. What they should be thinking about is, first of all, the gratitude and the protecting what matters. That's what we do at the Siegel Law Group. We help people protect what matters. And so as we are here on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, you may have relatives coming in from out of town, maybe that college student that's your child or your grandchild coming in, and you're going to be sitting around the table with loved ones, maybe some that you don't see very often. And, you know, of course, every family has its issues, and you know, sometimes not everybody gets along, but you have to also look at, you know, these are the people that we care about, the people that we love, and we want to protect what matters. So as you're sitting there having your Thanksgiving celebration with your family, you know, just look around with gratitude and think about what matters to you. And then you just want to make sure that you plan ahead to make sure that you protect what matters for yourself, for your spouse, and your family. And that's what we do at the Siegel Law Group. We help people protect what matters by having an estate plan that works, not just today, but down the road when the time comes when they need it, either at incapacity or time of passing. And that's what we do.
Yeah, and no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help. And it's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group if you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio. Now, next week's your Boca workshop, right? Is there space left in that workshop?
I believe we still have some space left on, let's see, that's going to be on the...
I want to say the 3rd, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I want to say the 3rd, too.
Yeah, it's in the recorded commercials.
At our Boca Raton office, and we still have some limited space.
Okay, yeah, so call ahead and reserve your space because these do fill up. And that's the main office of the Siegel Law Group in Boca. It's on the 3rd, which is, believe it or not, December 3rd is just 6 days away. Can you believe? Here's the number, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk soon. Have a great Thanksgiving.
All right, you too.
All right, take care. All right, well, we could squeeze in a call before we break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Brian. It's Debbie in Washington.
Hey, Debbie. How you been?
Not the greatest. I just went through my second eye surgery yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. Can you see?
Yeah, it was my right eye, and it's really sore today.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, I wanted to tell everybody Happy Thanksgiving. And you was mentioning the orange trees in Florida. I watched this show. It's called Contraband Seized at the Border.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying years ago that some bug was brought in some fruit from China. And this bug attacked a lot of the orange groves in Florida. When it attacks, the oranges do not grow back.
Oh my goodness, the fruit fly epidemic. Yes, I remember.
Well, no, it wasn't a fruit fly. It was some other.
And it came from Mexico. I tell you, what good has come out of Mexico? China. Oh my goodness, the worst.
They don't allow fruit or fruit leaves or non-dry wood in from China anymore because of this bug.
Well, that's amazing. Well, listen, I'm out of time for the hour, but I'll look into that. I appreciate it, Debbie. I will check that out. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. 2 hours down, 1 to go. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast. Good
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024, and right now it's 62 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 81 degrees, with clear conditions throughout the whole day, and with wind gusts up to 5 miles per
Yeah,
hour.
she's right. Just looked it up.
So you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Wednesday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
So far, everyone's playing nicely. One of the busiest travel days of the year. 95 northbound past Woolbright. Wreck there, blocking the left lane. It's been pushed off to the shoulder now. And Military, south of the Glades overpass. Got an accident there with blockage. This report brought to you by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage has amazing deals on everything you'll need to celebrate the holidays. Offer $15 and under. Get low prices every day on unique finds before they're gone. In-store only at Macy's Backstage today. Find a location near you at macysbackstage.com. That's traffic. I'm Billy Combs.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Give thanks. The Poker Room at PBKC is open every day with exciting cash games, high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and big money tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em and 3-card poker that are just a $5 minimum every single day. PBKC is also your best bet for Super OTB action from top tracks. Paddock show tickets make great gifts. Go to pbkennelclub.com.
Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
The largest Black Friday Kia sales event ever will be held at one location only, City Kia of Greater Orlando, just off the Florida Turnpike. Drive a little, save a lot. Over the last 4 years, hundreds and hundreds of customers have driven from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and from all over South Florida to City Kia in Orlando. City Kia's largest Black Friday sales event ever is happening right now. Save up to $15,000 on our new City Kia. Select models and terms. Spin the prize wheel with every purchase. Everyone's a winner. PlayStation 5, TVs up to 70 inches, gift cards up to $500. Black Friday, save thousands. Upside out on your trade, 10, 15,000. City Kia to the rescue. This event will be held at one location only, City Kia of Greater Orlando. Nobody beats a City Kia deal. Nobody. Hurry. It's City Kia's largest Black Friday sale ever. Visit us at citykia.com. City Kia's Black Friday sales event.
Hi, this is Barry Siegel with the Siegel Law Group. I'd like you to join us for our upcoming Living Trust Workshop. This is a free workshop that is educational that can provide you and your family with the answers to your most important questions about how to protect yourself and your family. Coming to this workshop, not only are you getting to join us for free, but you are also going to be entitled to a discount certificate just for coming to the workshop and scheduling your free consultation at that time.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782.
On the air since 1977.
All right, the third hour has begun. It is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and we've moved Open Phone Friday to Wednesday. It's Open Mega Mic Friday, since today is Friday for most people, kind of like Friday. This is Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Our number, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Richard from Pompano.
Hey, Richard.
Okay, you know how you always say, don't worry, Trump knows what he's doing, you know. Listen, there are two senators. They're both Republicans. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you, yeah. I'm waiting for you to tell me I'm waiting for you to tell me what you think Trump's done wrong.
No, I have some interference on my phone. Okay. No, he hasn't done anything wrong. It's those two Republican senators that always give him a tough time. And when Trump's trying to get some new bills across or get confirmation or approval of all his people from the new cabinet, it's Collins in Maine and the one in Alaska. Do you know her last name?
Murkowski, who's a real crook. She inherited the seat from her dad, and she came in with that ranked voting thing, whatever the hell that is. You know what I mean? She's a real creep.
Right, and the other one goes, will not do anything. That's good, whatever Trump wants. So these two pieces of crap.
Yes.
We only have 3 votes that we can use in to get a bill passed.
Mm-hmm.
If there's 3 negatives, then they
yeah, they're fake Republicans. They're fake Republicans.
Okay, they're already against what's her name, Hagger.
Well, they're against everybody. Susan Collins, I think, said she's going to oppose all of Trump's picks, even the ones he hasn't made yet, I guess that means. But she said it before he picked everybody. You know, there's nothing we could do about that. I mean, the only thing we could say positive about those 2 old hags is that at least they're registered Republicans, which helps us get the majority. I'd rather them be fake Republicans than real Democrats. You understand what I mean? We get credit for those 2 seats.
One from Alaska said no on Tulsi Gabbard.
Mm-hmm.
And Maine said no on Bondi because she's pro-life.
Yeah, I know. They're terrible people. They're terrible people. They're worse than John McCain.
What if they don't get approved? What else can Trump do?
Recess appointments. And there's something else, too, that Trump was talking about where he could even make an appointment without the recess. Somebody tweeted something about it the other day. But don't worry. Trump's got everything under control. Listen, these people thought Trump was going to be in prison right now. And a warmonger, Nikki Haley, was going to be president. And Ron DeSantis was going to be vice president. And they were going to put the World War III in action. So look what Trump's overcome in the last 4 years. Think about it. You know, on January 6th, I want you to think, there's a movie that everybody should see, Downfall, about Hitler in the bunker. You ever see that movie? It's a great movie. Hitler's in the bunker. They think Trump's Hitler, right? On January 6th, look what they did. They cut off all lines of communication of the president out of the White House. They had him under siege. They took over, the military went rogue with Milley. They cut him off of social media. They cut him off of television. And they're like, why didn't you stop it? Well, they cut off his lines of communication. In fact, I was watching President Trump speak on Fox during who's that fat slob that's on at 4 p.m. on Fox? The financial guy? Neil Cavuto. I know, I didn't forget his name. I just wanted to call him a fat slob without directly calling him a fat slob. President Trump's coming on live, right? Cavuto's on. He says, the president, we've got to cut away. The president of the United States is about to speak, and he could incite violence. I'm like, screw you, fatso. Okay? You know, so they treated him like Hitler in the bunker. Okay? They cut off his lines of communication. They arrested him multiple times. They got mugshots. They got this corrupt Judge Mercan whose daughter took $100 million with that case. They got this E. Jean Carroll with the Law and Order SVU story settlement against him. They broke into his house at Mar-a-Lago, and the list goes on. And look where he is now. He's president of the United States again. He got the Mexican corrupt president to shut down and stop the caravan. He ended the war with Israel and Hamas, although Biden's taking it. You know, I mean, look at what he's done. It's amazing. He's got Trudeau in check. You saw Trudeau yesterday. He looked terrified. He's gonna and he's only president-elect. He's on top of the world. He's overcome attempts to oppress him that a mortal man would fold with just any one of them. So don't worry about Murkowski and that old hag Susan Collins. They can sit around and share menopausal stories together. They're irrelevant. Trump handled all these other people. He'll handle those 2 ladies.
Well, I want Bondi and headsets, whatever his name is, to get in.
They're all going to be in.
One other thing, do I have time for one more thing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the other daughter of Trump, Ivanka, is that it?
Ivanka?
about, okay, she said something about a year ago that she's had enough of the violence or something like that in politics, and she's been, like, not visible. And she wasn't there at the celebration when Trump.
Well, you know, it's tough. You know, when you're a public person, it's not an easy life. People feel I don't know if any of you ever watch me on YouTube? Okay. You know, when I'm on YouTube, you know, I have a live chat going on the screen. I don't pay too much attention all the time when I'm on the air live because it can be distracting. But if you ever see what people say to me about me, I mean, it's insane. And, you know, and while I'm live on the air, people say the most vile, disgusting, insulting things, and they feel entitled to. When you're a public person, it's you know, it's the criticism is not easy. I had someone that said something really vile to me once. This was years ago, and this is when I realized what life was like in the public. And not that I'm at that level, but at this little level I have. Somebody said something really rude and nasty to me, and I called them out on it. And they called me on the air. You want to be a public person? This is what you get. This is what it's like. When you're a public person, people don't think you're human for some reason. And Ivanka, she doesn't want to. Why does she want to deal with that criticism? You know, they shut down her fashion line because Kellyanne Conway was wearing one of Ivanka's dresses or something while she was talking to those jerks on Morning Joe or something in front of the White House. They forced her to shut down her fashion line. And she was really proud of that. I remember seeing her on The Apprentice. I don't remember if it was her fashion line or a jewelry collection, and she was really proud of this stuff. And they went out. Well, the left were against her. The left gave Ivanka a really hard time. You know, and you know, she just, not everybody wants. If you were worth millions or billions of dollars, would you put up with this crap?
That's her decision. How do they look upon her? How do they look upon her?
It's not for everybody. You know, different people in the Trump family are more visible than others. I mean, you don't see Tiffany that much. You know, and if you notice, even Barron is kind of stays in the background. And he's a big superstar.
He should be protected.
Well, you know, Barron is, next to President Trump, Barron is the biggest celebrity in the Trump family. He is a superstar on TikTok. He's one of the most famous people on TikTok. He doesn't even have a TikTok. People are making videos about him all the time. And I was watching this Kai Trump, President Trump's golfing granddaughter, Don Jr.'s daughter. You know, the golfer, she had this video she released yesterday, which was really fascinating. She went to the SpaceX launch with the president and her dad with Elon Musk. And it was really cool to see. You know, she wants to be a celebrity. Well, she's 17 years old. Let's see what happens when she turns 18 and they go after her. It's a tough life. I mean, it's a tough life. I mean, they are, if you were Ivanka and you saw what they did to your dad, would you want to be put through that?
Well, I understand. It just makes me. Everyone's against Trump. It seems like I don't know where they're.
No, not everybody. He won the popular vote. He won every battleground state. He flipped how many counties in California? Like 10 or something, you know. And the anti-Trump forces are overrepresented in media. They call us a cult. They're a cult of never Trumpers, a tiny little group that just have big sounding boards. But they're a small group.
It infuriates me to hear Collins and that other lady say, no, we're not voting for Bondi.
They're pigs.
It makes it more difficult to get them approved.
Please. Trump has everything under control. You know, I'll leave you with this before you go. If you're on hold, stand by, because after this I got a break. But Tucker Carlson said yesterday that he just talked to President Trump. Either talked to him yesterday or the day before. And Tucker Carlson, who's known President Trump for years, said, I've never heard him so happy before. So what are you calling me from? Boca, Coconut Creek? Where you Pompano? So why are you depressed and doom and gloom over these two hags in Pompano? But President Trump, according to Tucker, has never sounded so happy in his life. He knows more about what's going on with those two old ladies, those two old biddies, than you do.
It's just 2 nay votes, and you can't afford any more.
All right, you still okay? Well, if you want to be depressed, when Trump's worried, then you can worry. Okay. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
A Flag and Flagpole takes this special time to recognize and salute the men and women in uniform who are standing tall for our freedom around the world. Let's remember them in our thoughts, prayers, and our letters from home. Their efforts abroad and in the U.S. will keep America strong. This message is courtesy of A Flag and Flagpole, veteran-owned and operated, dedicated to the health of our community. That's A Flag and Flagpole, 3427 Griffin Road in Fort Lauderdale. On the air because they care.
This is Mark Laporta, son of Tom Laporta, and proud second-generation owner of Laporta Roofing. As a military veteran who served in the Army after 9/11, I've brought the same dedication and discipline to our family business. At Laporta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes, HOA communities, and condo associations. What sets us apart is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. I've personally implemented systems to ensure you receive the best in customer service and workmanship. Don't miss out on our limited time offer for a free roof inspection. Call us now at 954-604-4602 or visit us at laportaroofing.com. Trust the experts who have been protecting homes like yours for generations. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office of one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed. And you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor can order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your healthcare and visit any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only 2 advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now in Boca and any lab test
Scientists now of Coral Springs, and make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen to the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We've moved open phones, Open Mag and Mike Friday to today at 1-888-465-2631. I want to talk about my formerly low testosterone. You know, thanks to Game Day Men's Health, my testosterone level not only has been restored to normal levels, but I have the testosterone level of a 20-year-old. Is that absolutely amazing? You know, Game Day Men's Health, my testosterone was really, really low, and I had not been feeling well for quite a while. I couldn't figure out what it was. It was my testosterone. You know, I've been so much more active since I got my testosterone back in check. A lot of people ask me, what's it feel like? What's it feel? I get that a lot for people. What's it feel like? It feels great. You just feel normal. You know what? You just feel awake. You just feel awake and energetic, and you want to do things. It's absolutely amazing. I noticed I've lost weight, and when I'm active, I'm not out playing sports or exercising. I'm off doing things, okay? Around the house, stuff like that, you know. So I'm not doing anything to lose weight, and I have not changed my diet. I still eat what I was eating. And I was talking to them over at Game Day Men's Health. I'm losing weight. I don't know why. And they said, because your metabolism's working properly now. I said, oh, really? I didn't realize that. And they said, yeah, your metabolism's working well. You know, that's why when, you know, you get that belly fat, you start to get that beer gut. Even if you don't drink beer, you can't work it off. It's because your testosterone. It's more than just about being able to get your sex drive back or get and maintain an erection. Those are all great benefits, but there's more to it than that. Now, the initial consultation where they'll test your testosterone level at Game Day Men's Health is free. And you want to take advantage of that. Give them a call and feel as good as I do. And I know there's no way you can tell me you have not been able to tell the difference in this show since I got my testosterone back in check. Here's the number, 561-355-5341. 561-355-5341. That's 561-355-5341. Give them a call. Get your testosterone back, too. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian. What's up?
Hey, Brian. Hi, Brian. How are you doing? The topic of celebrity is really kind of an interesting topic because of all the celebrities you could be, I would think being a so-called political celebrity would be the most difficult. If you're like a rock star or a sports star or a movie star, much less to contend with, I think, than being a political celebrity. Where you're meeting people and you may have totally opposing viewpoints from them and a lot of animosity coming back at you. I think that would be the most difficult to handle of all the celebrities, the political one.
Well, I think the reason it's difficult politically is because people are trying to destroy you so you can no longer be public.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if like you're a sports celebrity and they don't like the team you play for or something, they kind of, well, you're a football player, so that you're kind of elevated. But the politics one, especially now in the last several years that we've had, it's really got down and dirty where you're having that last name can bring you in for a lot of grief.
Oh yeah.
In the public sphere in that, you know.
No, I could not imagine what it's like for these people that are nationally famous people. Some of the crap that I go through that I don't talk about from people just at this little tiny little thing I got, you know. You wouldn't believe. You would not believe people, and not just me, anybody that's like this, what people go through just to, because it's what I told the last caller. What I've realized when you're a celebrity, people don't think you're a real human being for some reason. I don't know why that is. I don't know why.
Well, it's like they think you have no feelings or sensitivity or anything. And yet, a lot of them seem to be able to think they can just say anything they want to you and unload on you in any place out in the public.
Yeah.
think a lot of people think being a celebrity would be a really, wow, that's going to be sensational. But I think if they look at the downside, it can really be pretty ugly, I think, at times, too. I'm sure you experienced it.
I mean, yeah, with stalkers and things. And most every, and I've had a lot of stalkers. There was one time, this was nuts, okay? This was before I was married, and I had an apartment in Fort Lauderdale. And I got a call early in the morning from my stepfather. Okay, he passed away many years ago. There was a listener sitting in a car in my parents' driveway. No, I'm not. This was many years ago. A guy, yeah. Yeah, and it was like 5 in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning. And my stepfather, he's passed away. He was one of those guys like Tom Holman. You don't mess with him, right? And he went out and he says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm waiting for Brian." Yeah. I mean, you know, and there's been a lot of, and this isn't, many things like that have happened, but I mean, and the guy didn't think there was anything wrong with it.
You're just public domaining, and that's it.
So imagine what it's like if you're like really a famous person, like the Trumps.
And your family too, because if you're carrying a famous last name or something, it's you know, I guess it can be fairly dangerous and definitely very concerning to think, you know, because you got a lot of nut jobs out there too.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they're famous because they like that shot John Lennon and that.
Yeah.
Their ticket to being famous too, being a
yeah. There's someone I know. I shouldn't say. Well, there's somebody that was swatted that I know, and the swatter just just got arrested. They're facing 20 years in prison, and they got swatted. And you know, when someone swats you, they're really trying to kill you. I've been swatted. Okay, and they got my swatter too, and yeah, they got the swatter, and there were 50 cops with guns pulled were at my house, and yeah, have you ever heard me talk about this? Have I ever told any? I got off the air. I go home and I pull into my development, and I don't live on the first street, but the first street were police cars lined up down the street. And then I turned the corner, next street, police cars lined up. And I thought, you know, a lot of cops live in my neighborhood. I thought a cop got killed. And I pulled on my street. There's no cops. And I pull on my driveway, and they come at me with the guns drawn. And there was a SWAT team with AR-15s and 50 officers. All of them had the AR-15s pointed at me. The other officers had their pistols out, and they come up to me and they said, "Are you Brian?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "You're here for me?" And they said, "Yeah." And they come up to me. The SWAT team are behind a shield, lined up like you see in the movies. And an officer comes up with his Glock pointed kind of down, but out at me. And I said, "Hey, I'm on the radio, you know, and obviously something's happened here." And he starts questioning me. And I almost passed out. I said, "Can I put my hand on your shoulder? I'm going to fall down. I'm going to pass out, you know, because I got 50. And I'm not exaggerating by 50. They were behind my neighbor's. There were other SWAT team guys with AR-15s behind my neighbor's house. And I said, yeah. And I said to there was like one guy was talking. Everybody else just had the guns out. And I said, "My wife's inside." I said, "My wife has a heart condition. If she looks out the window and sees you guys, she could have a heart attack." And they said, "Okay." They said, "Go to your," they said, "We're going to walk with you up to the front door. We're going to open the door. Call your wife to come to the door." So they open up the front door, and I can't step in the house. There's, you know, the guns are down, but they're around me. And I said, "Kathy," nothing. I said, "Kathy," nothing. They picked me up. The guns all came out again. They picked me up, carried me out to the front of the house, and surrounded me with the guns drawn again. And they went in. I'm not kidding. And yeah, one of our nice listeners who got arrested, you know, and is doing some time. They go into they're surrounding me now out in front of my house with the guns drawn. They go in my house with guns drawn and do a sweep. My daughter was sleeping in bed, so they go into my daughter's room with guns drawn, and then they go into my bedroom. My wife had her earbuds on. She couldn't hear. She had her earphones on, and they had the guns on my wife. Okay, and there's been other things that have happened, but that's pretty damn scary. And I'll tell you straight out, if I was black and it was at night, I might not be telling you about it. I might be dead. Me being white probably helped me a little bit. And I said to them after, I said, hey, when everything was settled, I said, can you go around and tell my neighbors I'm not a drug dealer? I mean, what you know? And one of my the lady across the street, she said to me, she says, what happened? Now, all the neighbors asked me what happened. So some of them know I'm on the radio, so they figured, And the lady across the street, she says, I thought they were here for my son. I'm like, what the hell have you got going on with your son across the street? What the hell? But let me tell you something. I'm not exaggerating by 50 guns. And that's what, so the reason I tell this is if the person wasn't locked up, I wouldn't be telling you this. And this was a few years ago. There have been other things that have happened similar that I'm not talking about. But when you're
in memory though.
Well, when you're a public person, this is what happens with these liberals.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Can I ask you? I don't know if you can answer it or not, but do you have to prepare your family? Like if you're out in public someplace and somebody starts coming in to you hard, do you have to prepare like Kathy and say, how to deal with it and stuff like that?
Yeah, I talked about this on the last cruise. There were stalkers. That there were a few of them who followed me internationally. If you go online, we went to these. One of our excursions, we went to these caves inside this mountain. We're deep inside the caves. Our group, deep down. I mean, it's like ice cold on a hot day, and they showed up in the caves. So on this cruise. Just so you know, there was one guy. Security almost threw him in the brig on one of our trips because I got a stalker. I'm not kidding. So on this cruise, we don't worry, guys. Everything's taken care of. They've taken some. I hate to say this because it makes it sound like I think I'm a big shot. I'm not. I'm like a nobody. But we have security people on this cruise. And they're Israeli security, and so yeah, I know they don't mess. The Jews don't mess around. So so could you imagine? I'm just this little guy here, the local guy. Could you imagine what it's like for Matt Gaetz or these people at that, or Marjorie Taylor Greene and all this crap?
Oh, yeah, it's an interesting insight into different levels of celebrity that people don't think about.
And swatters go to prison for 20 years, by the way, because it's viewed as an attempt to kill you. They're trying when you get swatted, they're trying to get you killed.
Oh, for God's sakes. Terrible.
Yeah, all right, but that's sad. I probably shouldn't have told all those stories, but it's hey, it's it's these liberals are nuts. They're scum.
You'd have an easier time with it.
But yeah, I mean, look at Ellen hiding out in England. Did you see Ellen DeGeneres? Oh, yeah. She dyed her hair, and she's in England now, hiding.
Celebrities leaving the country.
I think she's avoiding testifying in the P. Diddy case. I think she's over there. That's what I think Ellen's doing in England.
That case is going to be bigger than people think.
Mm-hmm. Not that she was, I'm not suggesting, but she was friends with him, and she doesn't want to be testifying. All right, hey, listen, I appreciate the call. All right, you pulled too much out of me. All right, we're gonna take our break for the bottom and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024, and right now it's 62 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 81 degrees, with clear conditions throughout the whole day, and with wind gusts up to 5 miles per hour. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Wednesday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Seeing pockets of slowdowns on 95 and the Turnpike. On 95 southbound, just past Martin Highway, get the right lane blocked at mile marker 106 due to a crash, and southbound 95 past Hope Sound, right around mile marker 94. Emergency vehicles on the right shoulder. This report brought to you by eBay. You've all got a thing. So fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find that thing that keeps you up at night. eBay, things people love. That's traffic. I'm Billy Combs.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Catch the PBKC Picks football podcast every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. and catch football Sundays in the Paddock Restaurant with a delicious all-you-can-eat buffet and a draft beer for just $25. Get this deal for free by calling 561-683-2222 extension 199. Watch all the games on over 140 HD TVs and big screens every football Sunday. Paddock is also your best bet for Super Bowl TV action, and show tickets make great gifts. Go to pbkennelclub.com.
The largest Black Friday Kia sales event ever will be held at one location only, City Kia of Greater Orlando, just off the Florida Turnpike. Drive a little, save a lot. Over the last 4 years, hundreds and hundreds of customers have driven from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and from all over.
Hey, what's going on?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything particularly you want me to bring up today?
I thought we were going to. I want to talk about gambling with your money. You know,
Okay.
you always say I'm not a gambler.
Okay.
I want to talk about that because I got some ideas I always use on my
Okay.
show with it. I think it'll be cool.
I gamble.
Well, that's the problem. Most people don't know they're gambling. That's the problem. The 401k.
If you want me to guest again, feel free. I'll be happy to. I mean, I don't want to invite myself.
I would
but-
love it.
Okay, anytime.
That would
Just
be
let me
awesome.
know. If you could do it like when I get off the air.
Fine.
Over here, it'd be better because a little later I'll be like.
No, that'd be
tired.
wonderful. That'd be
Okay.
wonderful. Yeah, right after we'll set it up. I'll have Mike set it up.
Yeah, anytime.
Cool. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Board's warmed up, ready to rock, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard you talk about the swatting thing before. That's insane. That's insane.
Oh, this one guy that was in my parents' driveway. He's lucky he didn't get shot by my dad. This guy. I mean, I didn't live there, and they found my parents. This guy.
Yeah, well, that's about, just what you were just talking about. My wife just said it to me a while back. Somebody called me and gave me a hard time. Somebody else. And it didn't bother me. They hung up like a bunch
Yeah.
of babies. They don't talk to you.
They're usually
They
cowards.
say their stuff and then they hang up. But anyway, Mark says, you're in the public. What do you expect? Sure.
I had one guy that was really bad, and there was a multi-year, multi-agency investigation to find him, and they couldn't find. And he died of COVID.
Oh my God.
They found out who he was, and then he died during he got COVID. This guy was.
How much time did the guy get to swat you?
It's a 20-year.
No.
Well, I can't say now because of the thing
Yeah,
here, but
whatever.
I'll tell you when I'm on your show.
Yeah.
I'll tell you before he did something else too. Yeah.
That's crazy stuff, man.
But Steve, he's had it happen too at his house. I mean, it's
insane. I mean, who would think of something like that? I can't even think that.
And when they
Crazy.
get caught, what's really strange to me is when they get busted, they really don't think they've done anything wrong. They always have the same attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
You deserve this. You did this to yourself. They think you did it.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man.
These crazy people on the cruise that followed me, there were 10 of them.
10? Oh my God.
Brian Craig here.
Are those the guys that you told me somebody went in the brig or something? They're going to put him in the brig or something? Are those the same guys?
No, that was another cruise. There was one guy. And
That's funny, man.
hey, it can be worse. You can, at least they care.
Do you still do any outings at the? I know you were doing something out at like one of the restaurants.
Sometimes.
Do you do that still?
On occasion.
Do you have anything planned for next year?
No, somebody wants us to do something for Inauguration Day, but I'm not sure if we're gonna do it or not. What did you have something?
No, I
in mind?
thought about doing something like that with you. You know, and I'll pick up the bill for some. You know,
Oh, we'd have our one of our. Usually we do it in connection with a sponsor.
Yeah, well, that's me.
Yeah. So, well, no, a restaurant
Oh,
sponsor.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By the way, the Christmas music started, right?
Yes.
At noon.
Yep.
I want to talk about
Yeah,
that.
we've done it now for 3 years. It's
Yeah.
been the best thing we did. People love it.
Suffer from neuropathy? I did until I went
Oh,
to
yeah.
the Lehigh Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning,
I get around in that
One more minute.
That's a walk off.
muscle weakness,
Yeah.
loss of balance, muscle twitching.
How's Steve doing? Is he okay?
His whole family have the flu.
Oh my God.
Everyone came for Thanksgiving. They're all sick.
Really? Oh, that's stinks.
Somebody brought it.
754
That's not a good Thanksgiving. Wow.
6642.
We're just going to be 4 this year.
Yeah.
My one daughter's going up to Jacksonville. My son with a girlfriend, she went on a cruise. He's with us.
We're going out to dinner.
Yeah, we're gonna go to buffet. My wife's got that neck surgery she had.
Oh.
2 years ago, she's got the spasticity. She's going crazy with such pain. So I said, Lynn, you're not cooking. We'll just go out for dinner. It's cheaper too when you add it up.
And you don't have to do dishes.
No.
That's
And
the
you
best
can go
part.
on dessert you want.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and we are back. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and Joe Thomas is joining us. Hey, Joe, how you been?
Good, great.
Yeah, tomorrow's. You know, you're sponsoring. This is the third year you're sponsoring the Christmas music that's at noon, right, on our radio station. Sure. And I got to thank you for doing that. I do this every year, even before I knew you. I was doing it because this. On True Oldies, the Christmas music, it's the real Christmas music.
It is real Christmas music.
It's not this Mariah Carey and Bruce Springsteen who can't even sing Christmas stuff. It's the real American classics. Chris, I appreciate you doing that. And I do tune in for it. You know, we talked to you a lot about annuities because that's what you do and how they're risk-free. But I said, is there any, when you came in, I said, is there anything you want us to talk about or touch on today? And you said gambling with your money, which to me is, I'm like an anti-gambling advocate. So I don't know, what exactly do you mean by that?
So people's biggest assets, 2 biggest assets is your house and your 401k. For most people, 401k, their retirement plan. And I usually say to people when they say, do you risk your money? And they go, no, what are you talking about? I go, well, when you go to the hard rock, do you bring $10,000 with you? And they go, are you out of your mind? I bring like $100, I bring $50. I go, well, every day Americans are gambling with their retirement, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars every day, and they have no clue. Because they think their 401k is safe. I'm here to tell you it's not safe. It goes up and it goes down according to the market. So don't risk it and don't gamble with it. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
And a 401k, you don't even know what your money is in. It may be invested in something that you have a moral objection to, or it may be, which is, I'm telling you, there are things, or it may be something that's just some scheme that you don't want to be a part of. I think 401k is like just blindly throwing your money.
So
somewhere.
There's been a lot of companies that are very woke, very DEI, and all
Yeah.
of that stuff. And I had a guy come in and I said, do you know you're in BlackRock? I'm in BlackRock? What are you, out of your mind? I wouldn't buy BlackRock. I said, well, you're in it. 75% of your money's in BlackRock. He lost it. And he said, I'm getting out of it right away because of the political stance that they've taken.
I knew someone, this is a little different than, I knew someone, they evangelical Christian, strongly pro-life, and they had their money in something, and they found out it was, they were invested, they did not know, they were invested in a company that made medical equipment for abortions.
Oh my God.
And they're like, they were out of it. They were like, they felt that they were, I don't feel guilty, how you're supposed to know, but you don't know when you're in these 401ks.
So I just heard yesterday, the day before, they were talking about Walmart. Walmart's been very DEI. My wife was telling me, I didn't even know. You know, I find this stuff later on from my wife. And they were talking about how they're going to reduce their DEI because it's too expensive for Walmart to keep up. And it's funny, right after Trump got in, that's exactly what they're doing now. And I think you're going to see a lot of this change coming about with this kind of stuff.
I don't even know how you could manage a business with this DEI. How could you keep your employees accountable if they're not doing the work and you reprimand them or fire them if you violated these DEI things, and you're in trouble.
It's crazy. But anyway, so getting back to it, I think people just have to realize that they are gambling with their 401k.
Absolutely.
And it's not 100% safe, it's 100% at risk. So what we do, Jenny and I like this thing called the carve out, like carving the turkey.
Mm.
You can carve out some of your money from your 401k, put it in an indexed annuity, be in the market without the risk, and keep your money a little bit safer.
Okay, now how does that work? Okay, so I know that if someone wants to take all their money out of their 401k,
right,
you fill out a form and you handle that whole transaction, but what if they only want to take out a portion? How's that work?
So if your company allows it, most do. They'll allow you to pull, let's say you have 100,000 there, you might be able to carve out and take out 50,000, move it now to something safe so you don't lose any money on that, and keep the other 50,000 there while you're working there until you do fully retire.
Yeah.
Still earning money and still contributing. And that's what we do for people.
You know, and the other thing about 401ks, I did not realize this till you told me, because a lot of people have these matching 401ks, and it sounds like a great deal and everything, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You're the financial guy, I'm not, but your employer is not necessarily a charitable guy. The employer is making money off the transaction fees from your 401k.
Yeah, most employers out there, big, small, whatever, they pick companies that they get a piece of the action, meaning that they share in the revenue that the company who's managing your money pays them. So they actually might get 1 or 2% of your money every year as a kickback. I call it a kickback. I mean, if you're getting something the client, the guy doesn't know about it, it's a kickback. And people don't know that it costs them 1 or 2% a year to manage their money.
Moving the money from one thing to another, not because it's the right financial decision, but because of the fee.
You don't want to pay fees. You want to control your money. You control the risk level. You make sure that who's getting your money is important too. A lot of people haven't updated their beneficiaries on their 401k. Extremely important, knowing who's going to get your money when you do go. Everybody goes, right?
That's
and
right.
If you pass away, you want to make sure your daughter, your son, whoever, your wife gets the money. Some people die in this country, and they've never updated their beneficiary on their 401k.
Yeah, and sometimes ex-wives
get it.
That is so common in Florida.
Oh yeah.
That is my parents' neighbor passed away. Wife got married 6 months later.
Oh my God.
She died 3 months later, and this stranger and his family got everything. They wouldn't even let the family have the family pictures.
We could do a show just on the nightmares that happen.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you,
It's crazy.
I tell people, look, things happen, and unfortunately, bad things happen to good people, so don't let it happen to you, Brian.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you, Joe Thomas, you offer free phone consultations with our listeners, and I'm going to toot your horn. I know you get a little embarrassed when I do this, but when I share this with you, this is an important thing to take in consideration, what Joe Thomas is offering with this free phone consultation. You've been in the retirement planning business for over 30 years, but you're a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is achieved by fewer than 1% of all financial advisors in the world. So you're getting a free consultation with a top man in the industry, is what I'm saying. He's getting red faces. I'm telling you this, but no, it's true. I mean, there's a lot of value to that free consultation, and I want people to appreciate it. Give Joe Thomas a call. Here's his number. It's 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com. That's jupiterjoe.com. All right, we'll see you soon, Joe, and have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank
Absolutely. And we're going to go to William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Gold, Silver, and Precious Metals Report. How the metals looking, William?
Silver gained 13 cents, closing out the day at $30.38. Platinum down $12.0925, and palladium was up $4.09.
Well,
We've seen gold trading in a range of 26.26 on the low, 26.55 on the high. But right now we're up $19.50 at 26.5250. Silver up 7 cents at $30.45 the ounce. Platinum up $1 at 9.26.
Wow, things are looking good. This is one of those times to buy.
Absolutely, yeah. We're just off the lows, but at a support level, and it's certainly a great time to be buying.
Yeah, yesterday I was asking about some of the particular coins. How are the buys looking right now with silver rounds and silver bars?
Everything is on sale as far as the premiums are concerned. You can buy silver bars for 100-ounce bars for just $1 over spot. You can buy 90% silver quarter bags, dimes, quarters, and half dollars for just $1 over spot. 1-ounce rounds are very affordable. All of the products are on sale as far as the premiums are concerned, and they're all in stock for the use.
And moving into holiday season, these make great gifts for the kids and the grandkids. Steve got his son involved with the medals when he was a little boy, and he's wealthy now. And I'm very serious about that because he introduced him to the medals and investing and the value of money. And you can find some great Christmas gifts for the grandkids and the kids at William Youngerman's too to get them involved. William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. His number 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. His address, you can stop in, is at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. And you can find both the address and phone number online at WilliamYoungerman.com. That's WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, have a great Thanksgiving.
Okay, y'all have a great Thanksgiving, and remember that we are closed Thursday and Friday.
That's right. Okay, take care. All right, we are back. And the final moments before Thanksgiving. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, IB.
Hey, I mean. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Have you broken out the eggnog early? This is not your normal call. You're going off on these. I'm familiar with the things you're talking about, but they're kind of old news. Why are you so inspired to bring them up today? Oh, open mic. Okay. The Bush, listen, I don't know about all that stuff. I mean, I've heard those things before, but Bush, the father, is CIA, right? He was CIA and FBI. They're just a deep state family that go way back. All right, IB. All right, I appreciate it. It's open phone. You got your piece out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, what's up? Hey. Yeah, Mike will be here tomorrow. There's no holidays. When I was in broadcasting school, my first day, the teacher gave us all dictionaries. He said, look up the word holiday. Then he said, take a pen and cross that out. There's no holidays in radio. Mm-hmm. Mm. That's right. All right, listen, I'm running short on. Well, I do sometimes. I don't. At 53, can I get a day off? Okay, can I get a day off? Yeah. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I want to talk to you guys about angel water. Angel water has changed my life so much. Before I had the angel water purification filtration system in my home, my daughter, I live in the house my daughter grew up in, right? We moved in this house with my daughter the week she turned 5. And when she came back from California the first time and she took a shower, she said, I feel stuff all over me, all over my skin. I don't feel clean. There's something in the water here. And she didn't want to shower at the house. She wanted to go to my mother-in-law's house to shower, and I was really offended by it. I was like, it's the same water you grew up in. I don't understand. And I get, and I thought she was nuts. I really did, until Rocky from Angel Water came out to my house, and I told him the story. And when he tested the water and he showed me what was in the chemicals, I told him, I said, well, my daughter was right. She's got, wherever she's at in Los Angeles, they have great water, as opposed to what we have here in Florida. And I've heard people over the years from out of state say a lot of bad things about the water in Florida, and I didn't know where they got that from. And, I guess because I've lived here so long, you don't know what you're drinking, what you're cooking with, and what you're showering in, if you've lived in it all your life and had it. And now that I've got the Angel water filtration system in my house, I can tell the difference. My hair feels like it's been conditioned without using conditioner. When I get out of the shower, my skin feels as if it's been moisturized, even though it hasn't. And when my daughter came to visit for the first time after we got the Angel water filtration system in the house, I told Rocky at Angel Water, I said, my daughter's going to be the test. And sure enough, she was raving. She says, this is great. She said, my skin feels soft and my hair feels conditioned. Yeah, I got my daughter's seal of approval when she didn't even want to shower in the house the time before. Isn't that something? Yeah. So call Rocky, call Angel Water. Rocky will come out and test your water at no charge. Find out what's in your water, like I did. I was shocked. I think you will be too. And they're also, to our listeners, offering a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. I have both of those, the whole house refiner and the reverse osmosis system. You'll love it. Here's the number, 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Dean, what's up? Yes.
Number two, when was media people getting away with calling Trump Hitler? I mean, can't you do that to violence?
You really can't slander public people too much. There's a couple of prohibitions on that. You can't. Yeah, I know it's tough. I mean, there were. I've seen people. The main prohibition is you can't call someone a child molester. But short of that, with national celebrities like that, you can say almost anything. Well, they still are, but there has been some change. The View has basically become a nonstop disclaimer for their comments, So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was like a hostage video. The reason Whoopi did that is the reason they've done that is the word's out in the business that they're all going to get fired. That's and she works an hour a day, literally. She comes in right before, leaves right after, 4 days a week, and she makes millions of dollars a year. And listen, I'm out of time. I'm out of time for today. But thanks so much. Hey guys, if you're on hold, I'm sorry. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Take care. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show.
free Palm Beach yours and heard it.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And everyone who's already subbed, please like the video. All right? Take care. I'll see you next time.